We are live. All right. Oops, actually, I need to keep that shit on. Hey, you're not supposed to open there, chat. Okay. Nice. And finally...
Yo, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at all the important mods to get strong in Warframe and how you get them.
Oh,
if
I
you
was
like
like,
it.
who is talking? Okay. So today we are back with another true crime reaction / get ready with me / I do my makeup on stream while reacting to stuff. This is a short video, and maybe I can keep it a short stream. I don't know. We'll see. And is there anything else that I want to say? I don't know. Not really. Just want to do my makeup, chill, relax while I watch Stephanie Soo. And if I'm not done with my makeup by the end of this video, I'm probably just gonna put like a video from her channel to light the mood, because I don't know what this is. China red uncle sister hung exposed with 1,600 victims, but became the biggest meme. I'm confusion, but we'll see what this is about. And that's pretty much that. So yeah, that's that. Let me just open my Pinterest real quick, because I today will need to simply find a nice what's it called? Inspiration. Thank you, Jesus. Look for a nice little inspiration so I can build a nice, you know, a nice little makeup look. So without further ado, let's go.
Bada bing, bada boo.
The city of Nanjing in China is probably the equivalent to Chicago in the United States. Just in terms of population, you're talking about at least 9 million residents, which means, theoretically, if somebody farts or sneezes on one side of Chicago, you would imagine that at least 8,999,990 people don't care and don't even hear it, don't even smell it. Maybe unless you're the mayor of the city or someone with 5 cans of WD-40 strapped to their chest and a lighter. It is very unlikely that one person's actions in a city as big as Chicago or Nanjing, China, you're probably not going to impact the whole city. July 2025, something weird is happening in Nanjing. The ones who know about it and are talking about it online, they're all boycotting any future travel into and through Nanjing. Like, you would think that there's an outbreak of some sorts. They're talking about Nanjing online as if something incredibly dangerous, contagious is spreading inside the city with the residents. Some people online don't even want to come in contact with someone that's been in the city of Nanjing in the past year. These are people outside of Nanjing. Some people inside of Nanjing, nothing. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what people on the other side of the country or the other side of the world are saying about their city. In fact, there's this one guy, he posts online and he's just saying something weird has been happening. Okay, so he was on the street the other day. He lives in the city of Nanjing, if you need some context, which really isn't that pertinent, or so he thought. He was gonna go visit his uncle and he didn't want to go empty-handed. His uncle loves fruit. His favorite fruit is watermelon. He goes to the store, purchases the biggest watermelon that they have, which on second thought might not be the smartest idea, because now he's hauling this massive watermelon down the block and a stranger stops him, literally smirks at him and sneers. He's like, what the hell is wrong with this stranger? Like, I didn't even bump into you. I didn't do anything to you. Going to see your old man?
That's crazy.
This guy online is like, I mean, I've lived in Nanjing my whole life. Strangers don't talk to each other. It's not like America where you make small talk. It's like everyone goes about their day. Everyone's busy. It's a pali type of hurry culture there as well. The tone is kind of malicious also, which is throwing him off. And it's so weird. Is he about to get jumped on the street for a watermelon? He responds, yeah. The stranger looks him up and down and shoots him a look that can only be described as utmost disgust. Like if someone were to step on a cockroach barefoot in the middle of summer and then half that cockroach carcass just sticks to the bottom of their soul. Ew. That's what it looks like. And then the stranger just walks off. Mr. Watermelon has no clue what this entire interaction was about, but it's all connected. Mr. Watermelon, the internet boycotting travel to Nanjing, and somehow even that's all connected to Nanjing gyms and fitness centers that are all seemingly at the same time on the brink of collapse simultaneously. It seems like every single gym in the city is on the verge of shutting down. Some of them are even trying to sell private training lessons for $13 for 3 sessions, and they're still not selling any. And if you start tracing it all back to when this all happens, you can almost pinpoint a day that this all starts. July 5th, 2025. It's the day that a person the internet has now nicknamed Uncle Red gets arrested. Because after Uncle Red's arrest, nothing and nobody is the same. How the hell is the entire city impacted by this one man's arrest? It could be the 1,000+ videos that he has on Nanjing citizens, secretly recorded videos of random Nanjing residents during the most intimate moments of their lives. It could be that, or it could just be that Uncle Red is kind of crazy.
Okay, what did he do? He's like the NSA? Also, he looks creepy as well.
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the National Immigration Law Center, one of the leading advocacy organizations in the U.S. dedicated to defending the rights of immigrants and their loved ones. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we would also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. A few very important disclaimers for this episode. We had our Chinese researchers help assist with this case, as well as to help navigate a lot of the social conversations that are happening afterwards and just trying to navigate the social context of everything. Today's case involves mentions of illegal distribution of intimate moments without a party's consent, video footage. Today's case is also unique in the sense that it's going to be discourse heavy. So the crime itself is ongoing, but much of the conversation and the internet reaction has become part of the case itself. Like you can't really separate the two. It's not one where I can be like, hey, so I'm going to tell you about the case and then maybe a few little internet comments here. It's so embedded. You can't talk about one without the other. Otherwise it feels like you're not getting the full picture of what's happening out there. So I'm going to tell you everything that's been happening in the effort to present all sides of the case. Just because I'm telling you what people are saying online does not mean that I'm endorsing what they're saying or trying to make light of a situation. But like I said, the discourse is almost becoming bigger than the case itself. And to ignore that would not make it go away. I mean, it's still there. Just because we don't like to hear certain conversations doesn't mean those conversations are going to stop or they cease to exist happening. So keep that in mind. Now, the biggest note to go into this case is it involves a male identifying perpetrator who, by most reports and accounts, seems to only portray themselves as a woman online to lure in straight men to engage in sexual acts. So with the perpetrator's end goal being to secretly film videos. Our team had multiple extensive conversations about the best way to identify the perpetrator, and ultimately we decided, since there is zero public indication that the perpetrator identifies as anything other than male in any other context than when they're trying to commit violations for monetary profit, we will be using he, him pronouns. That said, we understand that there could be a slim possibility that the perpetrator is suppressing their gender identity since they may not live in the most progressive city in the world. There's no indication of that we found so far, but we just want to make it clear we are not intentionally, purposefully misgendering someone if that is indeed the case. It's just in this moment, with the given information that we have, this is the most respectful decision that we could make. Secondly, regardless of the perpetrator's identity, their crimes are their own and are not representation of any group of people. In fact, cases like this can perpetuate negative, queer-phobic generalizations. And if those are the conclusions that one comes to after listening to the entirety of this episode, I would like to advise them to visit the nearest emergency room for possible brain damage. Thirdly, there is massive discussion surrounding full informed consent. As of now, none of the men in the videos have explicitly consented to the release of their footage. So keep that in mind. So with that being said, Let's get started.
He's a
Nothing
cow
gets
artist.
people more violently riled up, in my opinion. I have never seen a group of people so quick to curse at each other, just like refusing to compromise, than a good old harmless conversation about who has better morals. It's the moral dilemma. It is the quickest way to get people close to you to scream at the top of their lungs, because if you refuse to kill one person, then you're intentionally, knowingly killing 5 other people, so you're actually not a good person. However, because I am willing to kill one person, I'm a better person than you. I'm morally superior than you. But that's just the trolley problem. It's like the most calm, demure of all moral dilemmas. There's a man named Jonathan Haidt, and he's got a lot of very uncomfortable moral dilemmas that people like to debate and familial ties with after long-standing fights about who's the better human. Take, for example, a family's pet is killed outside in front of their house. They had heard that roadkill meat is very delicious.
Wait.
What?
This is a moral dilemma, okay? Family's pet killed outside, ran over by a car. The family had heard from previous conversations that roadkill meat is very delicious. So they bring in their family pet. Nobody is watching. Nobody knows the family is doing this. And they cook the family pet's meat and eat it for dinner. Nobody saw them do this. Did the family do anything morally wrong?
Yes.
Some will argue, well, it's gross. But that's not the question. Is it morally wrong?
Yes.
And then they'll say, well, I guess the pet is already dead and it's their family pet. So if anyone's going to be upset about the situation, it would be them. And it's not like they're encouraging other people by doing it. They're not posting it online. Nobody saw them do it. I mean, it's gross, but is it morally wrong?
Yes.
Jonathan then further asks, then consider this. A man goes to a supermarket once a week, buys a chicken, a dead chicken. And before butchering the chicken, he has intimate relations with the chicken, and then he cooks it and eats it by himself. He does not share the food with anyone. He does not share the kitchen with anyone. He has no young kids in the house. Nobody sees him do this. He is a single man who does this in his free time. The question is it morally wrong?
Yes.
Who is this guy?
He's an author. I believe he's a professor as well.
Got it.
And the question is not, is it gross? The question is not, would you do this? Do you want to be friends with Chicken Man? The question is simply, is it morally wrong?
Personally, yes.
This
I
is,
believe it
side
is.
note, also why you cannot have philosophy majors over for dinner, because this would just end up in a bloodbath. Some would argue that this is an efficient use of natural resources. Others would say that there is a lack of respect being shown to a former living, breathing creature, which they would deem, personally, morally wrong. That's what they're saying. Then comes another moral dilemma. Okay, then hold that thought. So you think the act of doing this to a dead chicken because that chicken was once alive at some point is wrong, then I mean, you could also argue that you shouldn't be eating chickens, and then the only people that could have that argument would be vegans. But if you're not a vegan, then how can you have that argument? Then comes another moral dilemma. So let's say a woman is cleaning out her closet. She finds an old flag of whatever nation you're part of, or whatever nation you have the utmost respect for, whether that be the American flag, the South Korean flag, whatever. It's a national flag. Mm-hmm. She finds it. She has no use for it, doesn't want it anymore. So she cuts it up into pieces and then uses it as a rag to clean her toilet. Nobody looks through her bathroom window. Nobody finds out. She doesn't post it on social media as some sort of message to the youth. It's not a statement of any kind. It's just, well, I was either going to throw it away, and it's mine. I can do what I want with my possessions.
Facts.
And I mean, isn't it better to reuse things than just throwing it away? Some will say the chicken is a no-go, but the flag is fine. But others argue that flags can hold very symbolic meanings for a large population of people, such as veterans, perhaps even more so than the symbolism of a grocery store chicken that people will be eating regardless. Then others argue, just because we independently have our own views about something, does that make others morally wrong when their views are not the same, even if they're technically not hurting someone? Where does the morality end? When they start hurting people, or just the idea, the concept? But who comes up with where that concept is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a flag is
Side
literally
note,
not a living thing.
if you've ever had the desire to be the very annoying dinner party guest, his book is really good. It's called Righteous Mind. Is
it filled with these questions?
Yeah, and it's filled with how his students respond, and it's just, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, there's like a cockroach dilemma. There's incest dilemmas.
Excuse me?
Whoa.
Yeah, it even goes into how a lot of people will first, this is what he says in the book of, it's interesting because when you ask people these questions about these moral dilemmas, first people will be disgusted by the moral dilemmas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see it. And one of the first things that they do to justify their disgust, because they can't, I mean, maybe someone on the street, but when you're talking to a lot of like philosophy majors, it's hard to debate that some of these are morally wrong. Because it's just difficult. They're not hurting anyone. Nobody's finding out. It's not a statement. So what they do is they feel the disgust first, the emotion. And he says one of the first things that happens is they will find victims to justify their emotions, stating the family who eats the pet will get sick, or they're teaching their children dangerous behaviors, or the children are exposed to diseases by eating the pet meat. He's like, who said they had children?
That is so interesting.
Others say a neighbor who is a veteran is going to see the woman cutting up the flag and cleaning her toilet. And if he doesn't see that, he's going to see it peeking out of her trash can filled with doo-doo. And he's going to be very sad because he fought for that flag.
Bitch, that's
Jonathan
not his
is
flag.
like, we never said anyone was going to see it. In fact, I told you, nobody knows that this is happening. This is happening privately. So people will create victims to justify how they feel upset about a moral dilemma, which I thought was very intriguing. But that's not the point here. There are other interesting moral dilemmas, a bit lighter. So the cockroach one, because I see that you were interested, so I'm just going to tell you about it, okay?
Yeah.
A professor has everyone drink a sip of apple juice. And all of them take a willing sip. They saw it come out of the juice can and they take a sip. Then he announces, I have here in this container a sterilized cockroach. We bought some cockroaches from the lab supply company. The roaches were raised in a clean environment and they have been sterilized once again in an autoclave, which heats everything so hot that no germs can survive. I'm going to dip this cockroach into the juice. Now will you take a sip? Why or why not?
Why would I do that?
No. Well, one could argue that probably dirtier things have actually been in contact with most food products sold within our country. We just don't know about it. This actually happens to be completely sterile. But the problem with moral dilemmas, and it's so interesting because they also did one that was so fascinating. They got a group of students together. A ton of them were atheists, so they don't even believe in any sort of God or religion. And they asked, will you sign this piece of paper that I sign my soul over to this professor after my death?
No.
But if this contract is null and void, this is not a legal contract. And they present it in front of the students, including the atheist students who don't believe that there's an afterlife, who don't really believe that your soul exists in any sort of form or even conceptually after death, and they refuse to sign it.
It's just
They
weird.
refuse to sign it.
Would you sign
Why
it?
would we do that?
Probably, yeah.
Right, okay.
Why?
Yeah. No. I don't know.
No, just be safe.
Yeah, I mean, just to be safe, I feel like, you would want a lawyer to look over it. No.
I would
At
just not
least,
sign
maybe.
this. It's kind of dumb.
I would probably be peer pressured into signing it, though.
That's
Would you sign it?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
That's so interesting because you're not particularly religious or
Yeah, but-
superstitious
yeah.
or...
But I know it will bother you, so it'll just be whatever.
So the problem with some moral dilemmas is that once you find an answer to the first moral dilemma, it leads to another moral dilemma, and then another one, until you're basically in this black hole of moral dilemmas. And that is today's case of Uncle Red. This case has led to at least 15 different conversations and debates about the morality of not just the case itself, but also the internet's reaction to the case. And it feels like a black hole that we're about to get stuck in. So at first glance, there is this list. The list looks like the top 10 list of men from the city of Nanjing. It's just a collage of 10 guys, a close-up of their faces, and it's ranked 1 through 10. If you see the collage, it's confusing because it has a little phrase accompanying each blurry photo of a man. Number 1 says, might as well guy. 2, Four Seasons guy. 3, Uncle Red Note Dreamboat. 4, half bottle of oil guy. 5, TikTok influencer sleep early guy. 6, muscle man. 7, watermelon guy. Number 8, the milk guy. Number 9, black leather jacket guy. Number 10, sister-in-law guy. Michelle's fiance, and Michelle is a pseudonym, is black leather jacket guy. Number 9 on the top 10 list, which is kind of hard to forget for Michelle because every single day, every second of every moment, everyone in her orbit, in her social sphere, just keeps sending her links to the collage of photos. Everyone calls your fiance the leather jacket guy. Well, her former fiance. It gets to be so much that she actually posts online. I took the video and I questioned my fiance, and he went silent. I showed him the collage, and currently we have notified both sides of our family. I went to the hospital to get checked for anything today, and I'm still waiting for the results. We were together for almost 3 years. I really believed we'd make it all the way to the altar. Both families had met, they'd gotten along, and then the Uncle Red story broke, and I couldn't even trust my own eyes. All the lies he told me suddenly felt hollow. I confronted him, and you just shrugged and said, let's part on good terms. I'm sorry. As if those words could erase everything. At that moment, every bit of light I had carried for 3 years in my life shattered. Uncle Red, I was left wondering, what exactly was I to my fiance? Really, Uncle Red? She posted a screenshot of a video of her fiance, well now, ex-fiance, sitting in a black leather jacket, sitting on the edge of someone else's bed. And that's where the top 9, like the number 9 photo was pulled from. And same with the other 9 guys. They're all sitting on the same bed, or they're all standing in the same room. Michelle apparently went through leather jacket guy's phone, and he even had the chance to come clean. One of his friends messaged him, do you want me to tell your fiance, or are you going to? He responded, huh? I don't think that's necessary. What do you mean? You're engaged and still doing this? You don't have shame? Netizens are commenting under Michelle's post. I'm so sorry, but your fiance was pretty good looking too. And I could tell. This happened twice, didn't it? Another one reads, all I can say is he was pretty handsome, so this makes it even more confusing. Others say, it's actually more confusing that he's only ranked number 9 on the top 10 list. I'm so lost. Another one in the top 10 list is a popular influencer on Douyin, which is China's TikTok. His videos have gone viral in Asia at least a few times solely for the reason that he's attractive. One of his videos, there's just comments that now read, you deserve better than Uncle Red. Why didn't you meet me before you met Uncle Red?
That's crazy.
So who the hell is Uncle Red? A middle-aged man allegedly catfishing straight men into coming to his house to have intimate relations. Uncle Red poses as a woman online, and he will invite these straight men over, and all of their intimate reactions are secretly recorded. It has been reported by many Chinese mainstream media news outlets and then later debunked by police, but nobody believes it, that about 1,691 men fell victim to this illegal recording scam. Uncle Red appears to have a very strict routine prior to live streaming. It's a ritual, if you will. The first is finding the palest color of foundation readily available for human use, slathering it all over his face, and pairing that uniquely with the reddest of red lipsticks, always remembering to overline his lips. It's a rather low-effort, minimal routine that does create kind of a striking appearance. Now, side note, the filters on Douyin are good enough that not much more is that necessary. The next step of his process includes putting on a dress shirt, a silky blouse usually, and then a long, flowy maxi skirt. He puts on a short bob, a wig. It's a wig. It goes down a little past his shoulders. He's got bangs covering his eyebrows, and it's a unique combination of design choices that are confusing, mainly because Uncle Red decides the day that he joins Douyin, he's actually going to go into making thirst traps.
Really?
Yeah, that's... I mean, the attire is interesting. He never wears anything provocative, ever, and it doesn't work, at least not in the traditional sense. Uncle Red is, for 3 years, on Douyin. The mass audience has no clue who this person is. Nobody knows Uncle Red until he gets arrested. But that's not the end game. It appears that Uncle Red joins Douyin for the purpose of getting DMs from men, which I say with respect for half the world's population. Lots of respect, lots of love. It's typically something that you can achieve even if you're aggressively doing nothing. Naturally, Uncle Red starts getting lots of DMs from men.
But like, what kind of thirst trap is he posting at that point?
Bro.
You're gonna get into that?
Yeah, so the thirst traps are not thirst traps in the way that you would typically imagine. So when you think thirst traps, you're thinking about costumes
Like
and dancing. Yeah, and like lots of skin. A lot of guys are attracted to Uncle Red's softness. It's alleged that he uses a voice change filter and he knows how to talk to guys.
I mean, he's a
Sometimes he
man,
would
so he
take
know what
calls
men
from his
likes.
viewers, and one male viewer, seemingly familiar with Uncle Red already, is asking, "You still haven't slept yet?" Uncle Red responds, "I just ate lunch. How can I fall asleep?" "Oh, why aren't you sleeping yet?" I don't know. I just haven't slept yet." "Then can I ask you a question?" "Go ahead. What kind of question is it?" "It's about a man." "Sure, go ahead." "My husband's private part is a little longer than my middle finger. Is that normal?"
你像我老公呢，他的硬起来比中指长一点，算不算正常？
That's the extent of his thirst traps.
Got it.
It's
Yes.
That's the conversation that wins a lot of guys over for
Yes.
Uncle Red. Side note, Uncle Red does not appear to be married, at
should
least
be.
not anymore. He was once married to a woman, but they divorced. He has not since
Not very
remarried,
long.
nor does he have a husband. But a lot of people like the idea that this is a woman who is
If it has
not
girth, I guess.
intimately fulfilled by her husband. And a lot of men want to say, "Let me show you what men do." That's
Got
the
it.
thirst trap.
I see.
Yes. Now, Uncle Red also does not have a good wig, because at one point during a live stream, it does slip off his head, revealing that not only does his foundation only go up to where the bangs
This
cut
is
off,
bad.
Wait, I've seen that photo. It's only the face. That's why, right?
I mean, but it's like half the forehead.
Yeah.
And he just has like a very short buzz cut hairstyle, which looks perfectly fine. But even so, Uncle Red's DMs start filling up, and it's rumored that Uncle Red, at least 1,691 men came to visit Uncle Red at his personal residence for intimate relations. So why is this a Rotten Mango episode? One of the first titles to come out of this incident, well, first of all, let me tell you why it is a Rotten Mango episode, because I've gotten hundreds of separate emails while I was so deep in the Karen Reed case, and everyone is telling me about Uncle Red. And so I looked into it and I thought, okay, maybe it's not going to be the most complicated mind case because my mind was wiped. And then the minute that I got into it, it's just the moral dilemma conundrum. It made my brain spin because of how many different debates were taking place online.
Also, just like how viral this is on TikTok, and then in all of Asia, like every single country in Asia was.
Yes.
It's crazy. Like everyone's talking about this.
It's suspected that Uncle Red's bang, wig, pale skin, red lipstick, maxi skirt is going to be the #1 Halloween look in most Asian countries this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So one of the first titles
What
to
is
come out of
happening?
this incident, and again, this is not me agreeing with the wording of this title, but like I said, it's important how the news is presented in this case. It translated reads, Nanjing 60-year-old man with a wig
He's
and a long
60?
skirt successfully attracts over 1,600 straight men. So it's a very strange title, and accompanying it is a collage of a bunch of guys' faces, and they don't look like mugshots considering half of them are looking down to the side, all different directions. Some of them are shirtless, others look like they're in brief flashes of pain, others look like they're in brief flashes of pleasure, which you can't really tell the difference. And it's a very weird visual to see so many random guys' faces in a collage. I mean, the background is so consistent that you have to consider that the idea that the pictures were all taken in the same place is a valid theory. And they are. All of these pictures were taken at Uncle Red's personal residence, where, like I said, almost 2,000 men have reportedly come to visit Uncle Red. That number will later be debated, but we will get to that. For 3 years, nearly every single day, Uncle Red has had visitors.
Woo!
Live stream fan after live
For
stream
free?
fan knocking on his door. And it's kind of difficult to pinpoint who watches Uncle Red's live streams. I feel like if you sat at the corner of his apartment building and made bets with the elderly neighbor who sits outside on the plastic chair every day, you would lose money, because sometimes it's a younger college kid that shows up hoodie and a backpack. Other days it's a slightly older, fitness obsessed looking muscle dude in a muscle shirt. Other days it looks kind of like a nerdy English tutor. Other days it looks like a middle-aged balding man. The only reason that you would really know that they're here to see Uncle Red is that they do not come empty-handed. The speculation online is that Uncle Red's house becomes a local legend through word of mouth. Uncle Red does social media, gets a few guys in the messages, but these guys then turn and tell all their friends, you need to visit Uncle Red's house. It's basically a steal, you know, what you get and what you give. It's not even comparable. It's basically free. All you have to do is bring a small gift, a household necessity, a bottle of peanut oil from the grocery store, that's $3. A single watermelon, which depending on the season in Nanjing is $2 to $5, or a packet of milk that you can get on sale. Whatever.
That's
Just
why she said
bring a
that
bag
at
of
the beginning.
spinach if you must,
Oh
which
my
someone does.
God.
Just bring something to show gratitude for the host, and most likely what you get in return is what netizens refer to as, quote, full service. Undoubtedly, a lot of these guys find this to be a practically free exchange. I mean, a lot of the stuff you can find in your own freezer. They put in zero emotional effort, no dates, no paying for dinners, no relationships, no strings attached, and they don't have to pay for the services because Uncle Red is willing to do it in exchange for a half-filled Dasani water bottle of peanut oil. In fact, a lot of streamers will barely give their top donors the time of day unless they're dropping thousands of dollars on them, let alone meet up with them in person. But Uncle Red's fan service, if you will, is so good that Uncle Red will take anyone in. These are how netizens are saying they think that this whole scam started, this whole crime started. Uncle Red won't even make fun of you for buying a $3 bottle of oil and taking half of it and giving Uncle Red only half the bottle of oil. Instead, Uncle Red will guide the men to the tiny thin mattress in the corner and spend about 30 minutes with them. Now, up until this point, all of this is consensual. Like, these men are coming to Uncle Red's house. They're not being forced to stay there. They're not being forced to partake in any intimate relations or activities. So all of this, like, no part of this so far is a crime. Mm-hmm. Some of these men may have realized that the market price and what Uncle Red are offering is kind of a steal. It's a good bargain. Uncle Red's apartment is difficult to find, but even then, still a bargain. It's a basement unit and it's dimly lit. Kind of has a bunkerish feel to it, which is what netizens say. I will say it's very sparsely furnished, just a collapsible table, mini fridge, a bed, and a built-in closet with a sink next to it and a bathroom off to the side. It's not exactly homey, but some of the guys have to turn on their phone flashlights to even find the door to Uncle Red's unit. And we know this because a lot of them are captured on the video walking in with their phone flashlight on. But it's seemingly worth it, because right when they walk in, Uncle Red will place pink slippers in front of them. Sometimes Uncle Red will even wash fruit, cut the fruit, make small talk, make the guys feel comfortable, and then they get into the festivities for free. Well, for the price of a watermelon. But there is a saying that a lot of people use in marketing, which is, if it's free, that means you are likely the product. Because in the middle of Uncle Red's apartment is a tiny little hole. And hiding inside that tiny little hole is a hidden camera. And when these men leave, Uncle Red pulls out the SD card, starts importing the footage to go through. Even in illegal businesses, there seems to be some sort of quality control because Uncle Red will sort through the footage, cutting out the, quote, boring parts and the not exciting parts, trim down the hidden camera footage to just the highlights, which includes the men walking in with a grocery store gift in their hand, awkwardly saying hello, Uncle Red saying hello, hugging them, and then the opening line for almost every single 1,000+ guest is along the lines of, did you wash yourself first? Go clean yourself.
Wow.
They will then be escorted to the bathroom like a stray dog, where you hear the water turn on, they rinse themselves, walk out, and there are pink slippers awaiting them. From there, the camera captures them unzipping, receiving, and then none of their faces are blurred. None of their identities are hidden, and Uncle Red is selling these videos, this massive collection of videos, in Telegram group chats.
Oh, wow.
News breaks of Uncle Red's arrest, and suddenly all of Nanjing and China are kind of going into a meltdown. The only reason I even first heard about this case, I mean, I did start getting hundreds of emails, but the very first time I heard about this case, my husband's sister came over and she was trying to explain the story, and it looked like it was fundamentally changing the wiring of her brain. Like, she was losing her mind at not only the case itself, but also the internet's reaction to the case. Like, it was just everywhere. She said you can't even go onto any Chinese social media platform without this being the main conversation. Like, if you don't know Uncle Red, you don't know half the jokes people are making, you don't know what half the people are talking about. It's you could post a video of your dog and in the comments there will be references to Uncle Red or jokes about Uncle Red somehow fitted in there. It's like a cultural phenomenon.
Okay.
The more she knows about this case, the more questions. Like for one, how did Uncle Red even get arrested? July of 2025, a man walks into the police station in Nanjing, China to report very simply that his private moments were secretly recorded and they're circulating online. He knows where the videos were taken, he knows who took the video, and he's going to lead the police straight to her. That's about all he says to the police. Police head to the basement unit of Uncle Red, they knock on the door, and since Uncle Red was not expecting any company, Uncle Red does not have his live stream fit on, and they realize, okay, this is a little confusing because the man who reported it to me said that this was a woman in a bunker type style basement unit who took these videos, but now I'm looking at a middle-aged man, maybe it's his wife, but it's not, it's him. They promptly arrest him. And they realize that Uncle Red has likely made over $35,000 selling these videos in these group chats.
35,000?
Which could explain why Uncle Red perhaps did not have a deep yearning to receive expensive gifts from the men that came over. The whole... Okay, this is where I, again, get a little bit confused by the internet reaction, because I will say the selling of the videos online is reminiscent to other cases that we've covered, such as Enthrium. I don't know if it compares in severity, and I don't think it would be appropriate to compare the severity of certain cases. However, the business idea is similar in the sense Uncle Red will join a Telegram group chat or start one. He will charge $20 for a video in the group chat. After spending $20, if you want to see other videos or more videos, instead of receiving further payment, Uncle Red will ask that you invite 3 people into the group chat that will be willing to spend $20. So it seems like a very well thought out business plan.
Kinda.
It's a referral program for new customer acquisition, which what can only be described as Uncle Red's blooming illegal video criminal enterprise. July 5th, 2025, authorities in Nanjing release a brief statement that they have put an end to said illegal video sharing by Uncle Red. Within hours, news of this arrest starts trending, which would make sense if Uncle Red was a famous live streamer that had just gotten arrested, but that's not the case. Because within hours, Uncle Red's arrest is at the top of the trending list. 89 separate media outlets have started reporting on the case, and in just 3 hours, 350 million people have clicked on any article regarding Uncle Red, someone that the entire country had no clue even existed two seconds ago.
300 million clicks?
350 million clicks in 3 hours.
Whoa.
Interestingly enough, this is where things get weird and controversial because people have very wild reactions to the whole case. First, people are doing the math. 1691, that's about 2,000 men, gone to Uncle Red's house in 3 years. That's about 1.5 men per day, with speculative reports estimating that there's about 5 terabytes of footage out there, which equates to about 3,000 hours of footage. That's a lot of activity. And that's not him even, I mean, he's got to lure these men somehow, so he's talking to people online. Let's say it takes about an hour to at least talk to someone to the point where they can come over to your house and do those intimate relations. I mean, this is like a full-time job. Most of the videos are also the same, which depicts Uncle Red performing oral activities on the guest. And then usually, unceremoniously, Uncle Red will turn around without taking off any clothing, just lifting up the back of his maxi skirt, and then just like backing up into the man in question. Now, this is the part where I report to you all of the internet reactions regarding Uncle Red. And again, am I saying that these are appropriate reactions to a situation like this? No, that's not at all what I'm saying. I am just here to tell you what people have been saying online, what the general consensus has been, the types of memes that have come out of this, just so you understand the full totality of this case. The initial reaction across China seemed to be a mixture of shock, rage, and confusion, but with a lot of women, particularly on Douyin, on TikTok, that are just squinting at the collage of men's faces, praying that they don't see a boyfriend, fiance, husband, dad, whoever. Some even go online to report, hey, so I did find my dad in one of the thumbnails, and I don't know if I'm supposed to tell my mom. I need advice. Others say, okay, well, at least yours is kind of a more simple situation where you should probably tell your mom. For me, it's different because I found my colleague. A lot of people report finding their colleague or brother or someone that's like distant enough that you definitely don't want to confront them with it. You have nobody else to talk to about it. And now you're just stuck with this information. One comment reads, I was here for the drama, But then I found my brother-in-law in one of those pictures. And we thought he was working, but turns out he was at Uncle Red's house and he showed up with a carton of milk. So that's very awkward. On Chinese dating apps right now, and again, is this appropriate? That's not up for me to decide. I'm just letting you know. The biggest red flag that a lot of Chinese women state is that if a man writes that they are from Nanjing, even though it's a massive city with 9 million people, they think it's inappropriate. One netizen shared her dating profile, which reads, requirements for boyfriend. 1, not from Nanjing. 2, must not have been to, stopped by, or traveled through Nanjing in the recent years. The comments under her post are agreeing with her, writing, yeah, I'm not going to date Nanjing men in the foreseeable future. I'm also going to abstain from those who have even stopped by Nanjing for work. Other netizens expressed just sudden disinterest in men completely, writing, I've just been uninterested in men these days. When I look at them, I just feel like all of them have slept with Uncle Red. I don't know what exactly that means. I don't know if it's the fact that 1,691, you get it. But another one writes, does anyone understand my pain? When I walk around Nanjing, because I'm from Nanjing, I just feel like every guy I see, I just picture them with Uncle Red instantly. I just look at them. With the consensus being on many Chinese platforms that the biggest diss that you can throw at someone is telling them that their husband or father is from Nanjing. Jesus. There have been lots of memes that have occurred from this case in this situation. I mean, you know, when you travel to a new city, there is a TripAdvisor must-eat list on there. Well, on there, the number 1 must-eat list is a 38-year-old man, which, side note, a lot of initial reports stated that Uncle Red was 60 years old. He's not 60, he's 38 years old. But it is must-eat 38-year-old man named Uncle Red. And then the Red Gate banquet list goes viral. People have given nicknames and created these AI videos. A lot of people have dubbed Uncle Red. And again, this is for, if you look up this case, you're going to see a lot of these references online. And I'm not saying that these are appropriate, but a lot of people have dubbed Uncle Red Nanjing Zero online, which I was thinking, okay, there has been discourse that we're going to cover in a second about perhaps there being not enough usage of protection and things that can deter you from getting an STD. So maybe they're calling him Nanjing Zero because they're trying to make some sort of joke or some sort of meme about him being patient zero and he's like passing on things to other people because they're just all doing it willy-nilly, like all 2,000 of them. But I came to the very interesting conclusion that zero in China refers to bottoms.
Yes.
And 1 refers to tops. And Tiffany and I, my sister-in-law and I had a very uncomfortable conversation where she was like, okay, so let me explain.
What's
and
funny is Tiffany didn't know what top and bottom means. She actually only knew what 1 and 0 means.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to double translate what top and bottom means to her. And then she's like, oh yeah, that's 1 and that's 0.
And then I had to double check that this was not like an offensive term in China. And then she was like, no, she was showing me these douyin videos of guys who are like, oh, I'm a 1. And then it's like thirst traps. So I was like, okay, it seems like a normal thing that they talk about. But that has become another meme. And there has been, aside from the chaos and discrimination, it's not even just stopping at men from Nanjing, but also fitness men. So remember the 1 through 10 ranking that there was? Those are the top 10 men that netizens find the most interesting and or appealing from Uncle Red's guest list, if you will. And they have been ranked. I'm not even going to go on to what it's like to rank victims of these intimate videos being leaked, but it's been done and these have been circulating and everybody has been referencing them. Number 3 on the top 10 list for Uncle Red is actually a pretty famous fitness influencer on the app, Red Note, 小红书. And it's relatively easy for netizens to connect the dots because even when he went to go see Uncle Red, he's wearing this black Under Armour shirt with a big white bull on the front and a pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts that he always wears in his fitness videos, and he has a very distinctive look. And after these videos leaked online, he changed one of his social media bios to just read, I've already filed a police report, my life is a mess, and I'm planning to leave Nanjing for another city. Stop sharing the leaked footage. Then, ranked number 2 out of the 10 is someone netizens have dubbed the 4 Seasons man. Because a lot of netizens, after this news broke out, they actually, it's like the Barbara Streisand effect. It's what happens in a lot of crimes like this is people will go out and seek the footage afterwards. It draws more attention to said footage. And people have been piecing together who is who and what is what. And I will say some netizens do say we have to do this because a lot of these people are not going to come forward. A lot of them are married. A lot of them have children. A lot of them have other partners that may not know that they're visiting Uncle Red and may want to get tested or may not know that they're having other intimate relations. So that's kind of been one conversation of why they're scouring through the videos. Others say it's just for fun, which is a very morally debatable dilemma that we can go down. But there is one guy called the Four Seasons Man, and it is because he has been seen in 4 different videos, and it's in each of the seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. And you can see in his attire, in one, he is wearing full-on winter gear, thermal puffer jacket. Summer, he's wearing lighter clothes, and that man is visiting Uncle Red all 4 seasons. Then in first place, so a lot of the...
So what I understand so far is that this man, Uncle Red, give fire blowjob to the point where he had referrals. Referral. Il y avait des références. Du coup, il est devenu super populaire, and then a bunch of people just wanted to get their dick sucked by Uncle Red. And I think that's, you know, that's business, I guess. Support small businesses. He's got a good mouth. I mean, I ain't judging. I don't think I would do that if I was a man or if I had a dick. I don't think I would. But listen, you gotta get off. See, just let people enjoy life. Obviously, I understand the issue with those who are married and or fiance and blah blah blah. Like the girl who found her dad who's still married to her mom. That's kind of disgusting. I would be mad if I... Ooh, no, that could never be me. Oh God, that could never be me. But, you know, this is a Rotten Mango episode. I was expecting murders. So far, all I see is someone who gives good blowjob. This is lighthearted. I'm happy that nobody got dismembered or killed so far. It is what it is.
1 through 10, they made the top 10 either because they're attractive, like the leather jacket guy that cheated on his fiance, or because of the unique gifts that they brought, i.e. Watermelon Man. But the number 1 place is I'm already here, might as well. And this has actually turned into a very famous phrase in lots of countries in Asia. That is what this man has been dubbed online. Netizens came up with this name because reportedly in the leaked video, it appears that when he gets to Uncle Red's house, he realizes that Uncle Red is probably an uncle. So Uncle Red goes by Sister Red online, and so he gets there and he's like, okay, I don't think this is Sister Red. So he starts confronting Uncle Red, asking, are you a man or a woman? Are you a man or a woman? And this is going to be another moral dilemma that we're going to go down, and lots of people have been having debates about it, but right now, pause on that. He's asking, are you a man or a woman? Uncle Red lies and says, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. He does not believe him. He's like, I don't believe you. So then finally, Uncle Red tells him, well, I'm going to call the police if you keep harassing me and asking me these questions. And he has this moment, reportedly in the video, where he thinks about it. He ponders it. And then he decides, you know what? I'm already here. I might as well. And the next frame of him that netizens have clipped from that video is of him in likely a moment of pleasure. So it's now become a meme, again, wildly inappropriate. Nevertheless, I'm just reporting on what's happened. A meme shows a screenshot of the video where you can see him pondering, looking very pensive. And then right after it, right under it, it shows him looking up at the ceilings with his hands resting on his hips. And he looks like he is enjoying the moment. And it says, I'm already here. Something doesn't feel right, but might as well.
Yeah, in Chinese, like Lido Lila. It's like really viral.
These have gone very viral, and pretty quickly everyone found out who the might as well guy even is. He works as a teacher from one of the elite Shanghai kindergartens, and if you're wondering, a lot of people actually travel to Nanjing to meet up with Uncle Red.
Oh.
Yes. So the kindergarten that he works at, to go there, you have to send your child there, you have to pay $22,000 a year for kindergarten to learn how to count to, I don't know, 26. It costs $22,000 a year. But I digress. The most appalling revelation, however, is that he has a wife and children. So he quickly deactivates his accounts. Everyone thought that he was just going to disappear off the internet, focus on his personal life. But no, not long after, a new Douyin account pops up with who only netizens can describe as being the doppelganger of this man posting workout videos in the similar fashion of the Might As Well guy before he deactivated his account. So comments start questioning him. Hey, did you just delete your old account and start a new one with a fake name? He has since vehemently denied it, stating that you must have the wrong guy, which the comments read, dude, it's totally you. Same shoes, same tank top, same everything. Way too recognizable. You got the same height, same build, same everything. He too has a bit of a buff build and typically liked to post his workout selfies and shirtless photos on social media before everything blew up, which has now cemented this joke in a lot of netizens' minds that if you post shirtless workout selfies, then you remind everyone of Uncle Red's type, which are young, buff dudes. So now under random fitness influencers videos, there are comments that read, hold on, let me check my dictionary first. And the new term dictionary means the collage of men from Nanjing.
That's crazy.
1,000 men pictures. Another one reads, please put your shirt back on. We're not in the mood these days. Another one reads, show this to Uncle Red, you're his type. Another one says, what number are you for Uncle Red? Another says, brother, please stop showing off. Everyone is trying to find out which one you look like. Another reads, either put your shirt on first. Currently, we feel nothing. The moment we see someone flexing muscles, all we can think about is whether or not you have kissed Uncle Red. Or another one that simply states, let's not talk about whether or not you are popular. First, you need to tell us if you've been to Nanjing. To which some netizens find the whole social discourse very confusing, and they comment, imagine being a fitness guru right now. They write, quote, overnight, the thirst trap men watched their skies fall down. It's said that if you post fitness content and you're from Nanjing, you're almost obligated to add in your bio, have never seen Red Uncle. Bruh. So example, there is an online user, a fitness guru from Nanjing called Chestnut Loves Spinach. That was his username. Now it's Chestnut Loves Spinach, parentheses, I swear I've never seen Uncle Red. End parentheses.
Christ.
So it's become a huge thing and people are still making memes out of it. So there's this one incident, including a foreigner, and that incident has since gone viral because when Uncle Red sees his private parts, Uncle Red... It's just interesting, like the amount of discourse that has occurred from this case is vast, and it's vastly different depending on where you look. So for these people, they're saying this is almost like a social experiment and we should treat it as such. And a lot of netizens have psychoanalyzed each video and each reaction to Uncle Red's video. So for example, when this foreigner walks in, people say Uncle Red has finally solved the debate of if size matters, because Uncle Red puts both of his hands out gasping and says, whoa, it's huge. And after they were done, Uncle Red paid him $14 for the experience. And the netizens state that even the foreigner looks confused and doesn't really appear to know what to do with the cash, with the $14. Wow. Hey. And then just to add more complexity to things, there are now AI videos that depict industry leaders visiting Uncle Red, including Jensen Huang of NVIDIA. I think it has to do with the fact that Jensen Huang, tech founder, has an obsession with black leather jackets, which happen to be from Tom Ford and probably cost lots of money. But that's like his Achilles heel, and it made him one of the more viral AI Uncle Red parodies in China, where he's coming to Uncle Red and giving him like an NVIDIA chip. Trump is also one of the AI videos.
Of course, Trump.
So people have created Lego sets for Uncle Red's place, which shows Uncle Red and men having intimate relations and a line of people waiting outside, waiting to get in. Some of them are holding watermelons, bottles of oil. Okay. Some netizens comment it's not the most realistic, stating that there's too much oil because a lot of these guys would only bring half the container of oil. Oh, boy. Yeah. Others point to the pink slippers, and they've made memes of this pink slippers with zoomed in pictures of it saying, no one feels sorry for the slipper. It has been worn by over 1,000 people. Others have gone to recreate Uncle Red's, quote, iconic look by donning a wig with bangs, throwing on a mask, silky blouse, and a long skirt. And I will say, you know what this discourse is reminiscent of? Crazy. Again, I'm not comparing severity. I'm just comparing crime happens discourse that is so big and almost all on the same level of dark humor. It reminds me of all the baby oil jokes. where it's like the discourse is almost bigger than the case itself.
Yeah.
And it's generally on the hee hee ha ha side and not the I'm going to take this seriously side.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's reminiscent of. So you have people recreating Uncle Red's iconic look, that's what they call it, by throwing on a mask, silky blouse, long skirt. There are fashion tutorials on how to achieve Uncle Red's makeup. Some clubs have even started adopting the Uncle Red memes with giant screens inside the club that read, anyone who is late with their round, dodges their shot, or doesn't focus on drinking is going to be sent straight to Uncle Red's house. That's what it says.
Okay.
There's just been a lot of reports and discourse and online conversations about the fact that Uncle Red was able to get so many men to come visit them. And in one video, according to reports, a foreigner is using an app. So foreigners will come, Uncle Red will use a translation app to even talk to them. There is nothing barring any guests from coming in and having intimate relations with Uncle Red. Uncle Red seems to be open to anybody. And they will be using this app to translate the conversation. And at one point, the foreigner pushes the phone towards Uncle Red, who is talking into the phone near the foreigner's face. And netizens believe that Uncle Red has very bad breath because the foreigner keeps looking away, sneaking in breaths of fresh air. And at one point, he just straight up covers his nose with his hand.
Damn.
But the main comment reads, the way he's gagging and covering his mouth when Uncle Red is talking. To which the next comment reads, but he still didn't leave. And that is where the nickname that Uncle Red is an absolute manslayer comes about. And a lot of memes have spurred from the fact that netizens joke Uncle Red is eating better than them. They state that a lot of the men showing up to Uncle Red's apartment are young, good-looking, well-built guys that have a lot of people would have dated them. So why did they find Uncle Red instead of them? That's a huge conversation being thrown out. A new meme is where Uncle Red is using his tongue to try and pick out food that is stuck in between his teeth. And the words across the meme are, I'm eating better than you, sister. People start creating these AI videos of Uncle Red giving lectures, dating advice to women on how to capture, quote, good quality men, with the AI video showing someone who kind of appears to be Uncle Red in the same apartment, saying things such as, today I'm going to teach all my sisters how to get high quality household goods.
首先，我不要房，不要车，也不要彩礼，一个西瓜，一包纸巾，半桶花生油，我就很满足。希望不要成为男孩眼中的拜金女。第二，要给男人足够的情绪价值，哪怕3秒钟，不要夸他们很棒，提升他们的自信心是聪明女人必须掌握的技能。
Third, you have to be proactive and make the first move. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how good looking a guy is, when he is hungry, he will still eat trash. Unless he's very rich, then he will only eat Michelin star food. Sisters, follow Uncle Red to learn more. It's never too late to learn. Another Uncle Red lesson reads, Uncle Red teaches that attracting a man doesn't require thirst traps. A face mask, long skirt, long sleeves, and bangs are sufficient. Some netizens have called this a Black Mirror episode in real life. Others have called it a real life study. Studying what? We're not entirely sure yet, but a study of something. If you go through Chinese social media, there are pages of threads and threads of online netizens breaking down different types of discourse that is spurring because of the Uncle Red situation. One of them is breaking down the types of gifts that were brought to Uncle Red's house by these men and Uncle Red's reaction to these gifts. Some think that Uncle Red's always positive, always thankful reaction is the most intriguing part of this. Others think that the gifts that these men choose willingly is more insight on the psyche of humankind. They break it down. Some men have come empty-handed. It's been reported that Uncle Red never specifically demands anything to be brought to him, but these men bring stuff out of courtesy and it's kind of awkward to go empty-handed. However, some men do. The others, all of these gifts are just like random household necessities that range from food products like a single watermelon, packets of milk. I mean, you would think that some of these netizens analyzing the gifts are doing dissertations, myself included, I guess, dissertations on this topic because they've broken down the types of milk that were gifted to Uncle Red. Milk is one of the more popular gifts, and almost every single time, all these men picked out the cheapest milk, the cheapest brand of milk, the cheapest type of milk, the cheapest kind of milk, the cheapest milk. There's one brand in China that is known for having milk that is cheaper than a bottle of water. A bottle of milk is cheaper than a bottle of water. That's the brand that almost all of them went with.
Kind of alarming.
Yeah, the milk was still considered a top tier gift on the gift analysis hierarchy, with tissue paper being on the lower end. Almost all the men that brought tissue paper would bring like a small packet of tissue paper, like a 3-pack little Kleenex packet, but they would buy the cheapest 1-ply tissue paper that if you were to try and wipe water off your hand, it would stick to your hand and disintegrate into white fluff all over your hand. How do netizens know this? A mixture of personal experience, and according to some netizens who have personally viewed the illegal footage, they state that after one man gifted the 1-ply tissue paper, another man came over and used it to wipe their private parts, but the tissue paper disintegrated, leaving tens of little pieces of tissue paper on their private parts, and it is reported that this man spent quite a bit of time dusting it off of himself while Uncle Red just stood there watching and waiting. Another man brought a bag of fruit for Uncle Red, but apparently on the way, on the journey, on the trek to finding Uncle Red's place, he got so hungry that he ate half of the fruit.
Like, what do you mean ate half? Like half a watermelon type of half, or just like a bag of apple? He ate half a bag. Okay.
But the top tier gift, the most expensive gift being cooking oil. One man was so stingy that he bought a bottle of cooking oil, and he decided that he wasn't going to give Uncle Red all of the cooking oil. So he got a Dasani water bottle, filled that up with cooking oil, and brought the Dasani water bottle of cooking oil to Uncle Red's house.
Or it could just be leftover oil that he has at home.
Yeah.
That's
Another
true.
man brought one of the more valuable gifts. Some netizens have argued it's almost heartfelt, which is a fish. A fish that the man caught himself. Uncooked, still attached to the fishing wire. Just like a live fish from the river. And Uncle Red's response in his soft voice was an encouraging, "Wow, you were able to catch such a big fish." Some joke that by this rate, after 3 years, Uncle Red should be able to open up his own grocery store, and people have created memes of photoshopped images of Uncle Red in his own grocery store. It is to the point where people say if you're a Nanjing local, it's best not to walk around with a single lone watermelon, a carton of milk, or a bottle of oil. And that has also led to a lot of deep analysis on the men. There have been so the moral dilemma, it's tenfold. So first of all, the moral dilemma is this an appropriate reaction that the internet and society can have to a situation like this, where everything is okay up until Uncle Red illegally films these without consent and then releases them online? Clearly, that's a very bad crime. These men are ultimately victims, but is it okay to have this type of reaction? That's the first moral dilemma. The second moral dilemma comes in the fight of a lot of guys and women are fighting in the comments section. So a lot of girls, they are making jokes about this case. And they're saying, you know what? Because I feel like there are lots of crimes against women where men make jokes about it. I mean, take the Diddy baby oil situation, for example. Lots of jokes are being made. And so why do we have to suddenly be so sensitive when nobody is sensitive towards crimes against women? And so it's been like this back and forth, almost like a mini gender war at times. It's been really intense. And then there's also been conversations of why did all these men even go to Uncle Red's house? A lot of men have decided to take this as a teaching moment for women. And they are telling women it's because Uncle Red gives off energy where he will support men. And it's because all of these feminist gold diggers are just looking for Lamborghinis and not cooking oil. It's why women can't get any of these young straight men, and Uncle Red is getting all of them. And that's become a whole conversation itself.
Yeah. I saw one. It was like a guy, the girlfriend was like, I want a new iPhone. And then he flashed back to Uncle Red.
Yeah.
Like only wanting a Apple. And
Yeah. So one netizen breaks it down of Uncle Red's allure, and he says, Uncle Red's videos actually sneak in a whole crash course on how to treat men. The second a guy walks in through the door, Uncle Red greets him like an old friend, not with a stuck up like, what do you want? Why are you here face? Which, I don't know anyone who does that, but okay. A second, the apartment is decent at best, but it feels cozy, like a home. 3, he even washes fruit, hands it over. Even for a casual fling, he gets treated like an honorable guest at Uncle Red's. 4, he takes charge to initiate physical conduct instead of just laying there like a dead starfish. He's fully engaged. 5, when a couple of guys get overwhelmed and get performance anxiety down there, Uncle Red doesn't roll his eyes or pile on pressure. He eases the awkwardness and gets them back in the game.
Oh boy.
6, he has thick lips. One netizen...
Here's the thing. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay. It's okay to be attracted to men or be bisexual or bi-curious. No need to make it a gender war. Y'all went to a man's house and you got your dick sucked by a man. Just, we're in 2025. It really doesn't have to be a gender war thing. It's just you got your dick sucked by a man. It is what it is. It really doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be a whole fucking discourse. Men will most likely know how to suck a dick better than women because they have a penis. They know what it feels like. And they know what they like. And so it's easier for them to replicate what they think they will enjoy on someone else's penis. I mean, it's not rocket science. You know, I know a heterosexual man who got his wiener sucked by a lady boy in Thailand, and he said that was the best blowjob he ever had in his life. So I'm just saying, it really doesn't have to be that deep. It doesn't have to be a culture war. You got your dick sucked by a man. You can move on and just accept the fact that you enjoyed it. So this should be a discourse more about, like, I don't know, gender, sexuality, and sexual orientation and whatever. That would be more productive than, well, at least he was treating me. I don't know. And I feel like a lot of these people talking like this is like, you clearly, if you had like a good relationship with a woman, I don't know, I feel like this would kind of be like a non-issue. But again, it's okay to admit that you enjoyed the experience and to not make it a gender war. And I mean, maybe women can take notes by watching gay porn. I don't know at this point. I just think that we should not kink shame. We can judge a little bit, but we can also just accept that this happened, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. Good for them. Good for Uncle Red. He made a lot of. Wait, no, he's a criminal though. He's a criminal because he was filming them without their consent. Obviously, that's wrong. That's very, 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 very wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Agrees, saying Uncle Red has proved to women that men are not actually picky. But a lot of women have a lot of things to say about that,
Sure.
Obviously, with one comment reading, I want to thank Uncle Red for getting rid of so many red flags for us. And they're not even talking about the men in the videos. They're talking about people saying things like this about Uncle Red. So it's become another moral dilemma.
Have to be a fucking
one
gender
netizen
war
even
thing.
comments, his voice is gentler than 80% of Chinese women, which I'm telling you, Chinese women had a field day with that comment. Another one comments, Uncle Red reflects the emptiness in the Chinese man's heart. Their wives are too fierce. At least Uncle Red is submissive. Another group of men are just fully outraged that women are not outraged at this situation because the victims are men, stating that women would have been more outraged had the victims been women. And women are agreeing, saying, yeah, but when have you been outraged last time the list of victims were women? Like, men are never outraged. It's women being outraged for women. And now the men are the victims. You guys go be outraged. We're tired. So that's been another whole collective discourse of like, why are women being held to greater, higher standards than men? And why do we have to be the emotional outrage factor for every single crime that's ever been committed if men don't do the same for women? So that's been a conversation. A lot of women are also expressing frustration that a lot of men are using this to teach their girlfriends, wives, and random internet women lessons on how to be more generous and less demanding in order to get a man. There is also a debate online, a completely separate debate, of whether or not Uncle Red disclosing or not that he is a man to the male guests is a violation of consent or not. With people debating online, if they don't know that Uncle Red is a man and they are catfished under the impression that he is a woman, is that a crime in and of itself? Or is that some sort of moral dilemma in and of itself? I think the conversation is tricky because when it comes to disclosure of genders, usually I'm on the side of people that have not had gender affirming surgery will usually, for their own safety, disclose to their partners prior to intimacy. And also because they even state preference for certain equipment, it has no correlation to any sort of homophobia, transphobia. Like sometimes you're just not attracted to certain body parts. And so you want to let them know like, hey, I might have a body part that you're not attracted to. So let me tell you before we get started. However, Uncle Red is not a member of the trans community, and this is clearly not a normal situation. Uncle Red's main objective here is to profit off these hidden camera videos. And side note, that's another moral dilemma of like, he's genuinely perpetuating homophobia and transphobia through this case. So it's not good. But the fact that he's not disclosing that he's a man, I mean, it's up for debate. A lot of people are debating whether that goes against consent.
So I personally think it goes to consent in his case because it's complicated. It's a very... So, like, I feel like we've... At least me, I've seen the news of trans women getting murdered. Because, you know, someone finds out that they're a trans woman and they get murdered, which is a fucking tragedy. So in certain contexts, I can understand why someone would be scared to say, hey, by the way, I was born the different gender. Like, because gender-based violence affects trans women too. It's just for like a more, I would say, kind of like homophobic reason, sort of. At least perceived. Anyway. But like in his case, it's not because he has like gender dysphoria or whatever. He's just really just, he was doing it for the money. He wasn't doing it because that's his identity and he feels more comfortable presenting like that. He was just doing it. Obviously the guy is probably also a little bit like either gay or bi. Like, you don't make a career out of sucking dick and not having and not enjoying it. Obviously, you can just suck dick like that for the money. Like, that motherfucker had thousands of videos. Come on now, you can't just do that for the money. So obviously he was getting pleasure out of tricking people for fun, knowing that he does not necessarily identify as a woman outside of this costume thing. And so he's a scammer, but I also do understand why trans people would feel scared of saying, you know, hey, I'm trans or whatever. So I feel like it's a little bit more of a complicated conversation, complicated scenario where people's lives are actually in danger. Like, we're talking people are getting murdered over it. Which, like I said, is a fucking tragedy. So that's something that I can understand. But he is ultimately, I feel like it's a form of revenge porn, sort of, in a way where, like, these men did not know that they were filmed. They did not consent to being filmed. There's a part of me that as soon as you see him, I feel like it's obvious that that's not a woman. But again, I mean, look, you're already there, so might as well. But I just feel like seeing that you were tricked into thinking that this was a woman, I'm like, really? I feel like it's kind of obvious to me. But that's just me.
Many netizens have gone through the footage and sorted these men into 3 different categories. The first group being a group of men that do not ask Uncle Red about his gender, likely not even thinking about it. They have intimate relations, and because of the way Uncle Red lifts up his skirt and very quickly moves things along, they may not have even noticed anything about what equipment Uncle Red possesses down there. With some netizens arguing, just because the men don't ask doesn't make it less deceitful. Some saying, well, they didn't know, so it doesn't matter. But then some are saying, maybe if it wasn't for the videos being released, because maybe if they didn't know, it didn't matter to them. They didn't ask. Uncle Red didn't tell them. And then they had these consensual, intimate relations. That's fine. But then now these videos are being posted online without their consent. And then add the element that we still live in a society, especially in Asian countries, where there is a lot more homophobia that can actually I mean, even in the US, still, even in Western countries, that can ruin your life, that can take away your job, that can do all of these things. Does that make it less consensual because of the video element? I mean, you could go down this entire rabbit hole, black hole for like 10 years. And then you have a second group of people from the victims list where they discover that Uncle Red is a man and they don't care, with a few even reciprocating oral activities. There's no debate there until you get to the illegal videos. And then you have the third group of people that have their suspicions, or they straight up ask Uncle Red, like the might as well guy, and he lies to them. There's one video where a man starts interrogating him, like, is that a, and he flat out lies. Uncle Red is like, don't be ridiculous, you're seeing wrong. And from there, some of these men will run away. Uncle Red does not hold them captive, but still, that's not saying much. And then others are staying and just pushing through the activities.
Yeah,
Netizens are arguing whether or not straight up lying is a violation against the men. If the answer is yes, it is a violation, then the next argument dilemma is, then what about the ones that continue to stay afterwards, even though netizens claim that you can see on their faces that they don't believe Uncle Red? Is that still a violation against them? Is that not a violation? People are saying it's just very confusing, and I think that everybody has a different opinion about this case. Some are saying you can't have these debates without bringing in the illegal filming and releasing of these videos factor. Because maybe if they knew the whole world was going to find out about it, they would have asked. Maybe they wouldn't have stayed because maybe they're not homophobic, but they're scared of being outed. Maybe they genuinely thought that Uncle Red was a woman. Like, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
It's like a moral conundrum, I guess, is how people describe it. And then there is the morality of doxing the victims. So there has been a lot of debate of, would this have happened if the victims were women? And okay, I will say one thing, which is when we do a lot of research for these cases, I think it's a really good conversation of like two things can be true at once. I think male victims, especially when it's crimes, like sexual crimes, especially when the perpetrator is a woman, and it's a male victim, they do not get taken seriously.
No,
However, I don't think we can always say, would this have happened if the woman was the victim? Because, I mean, there's so many cases where women are the victims, a lot of cases where women are the victims. They're laughed at, they're mocked, nothing happens, they get injustice. So it almost insinuates that if you're a female victim, you're going to get justice. Everyone's going to stick up for you, which is not the case at all. So I think two things can be true at once. However, this I might agree with, because there has been a lot of social media discourse about the titles of the videos that people are re-releasing these illegal footage videos under. So a lot of these websites have taken these videos and started creating eye-catching titles. For example, one reads, "Buzz cut, anxious guy, brother says nothing, just keeps taking off his clothes. Looks like he's getting ready to fight." Another one reads, "Milk guy knows Uncle Red has been working hard, taking care of so many people, brings milk to help Uncle Red recover." Another one just reads, "Done in a minute." Another one, "Die-hard fan of Uncle Red, returns multiple times." Another, "A carton of milk and a packet of tissues in exchange for Red's private time." Another, "Watermelon brother brings coolness to Uncle Red's scorching hot summer. Who wouldn't love such a thoughtful man?" So some people are saying if these were illegal videos of women that were taken without their consent,
in this case,
would they have been released?
I don't. Yeah.
But then you have some women fighting back and they're saying actually they would have, and they would have created titles like this. But what's crazy is it happens so often. It actually doesn't make the news, and that's why you don't think it happens.
You know, literally, as we speak, there's a huge Anthroom case in China that's happening at the same time.
Oh, I do think I got some emails about that.
Hey, another one.
Everyone's talking about this.
So it's like, just when you think, okay, that's a good point, then someone will come and say, no, it's because you're just unaware, because when it's a female victim, it happens so frequently, it doesn't really make the news unless it's a massive scale operation. So it's been this huge back and forth. And one of the main topics being, who defines victim? Are these men victims or not? Because a lot of people are also saying, a lot of these men, they're here to take advantage of someone. They're here to take advantage.
The act were done consensually. The consent part for the sexual act is there. Now, a lot of these were done based on the assumption that Uncle Red is a woman. So I feel like in those cases, it kind of removed consent because it's not in the specific case of Mr. like fucking Red, I feel like because he was operating under the seats and illegally filming and everything, I think that it kind of removed the consent aspect for the video alone, but also for lying about his gender. And ultimately, he's a criminal. And yeah, the consent aspect of it all really does matter though. Like the consent for the video, which was not present, and for many of them, the consent of I think I'm sleeping with a woman. Oh no, turns out it's a man. So that's also like something that I personally would consider like non consensual. The jokes, I'm not surprised about the jokes. I'm really not. I feel like we've seen that before. People will be making jokes about things that should have jokes made about, but you know, people will always find reason to laugh at things like that. That's not something that I'm surprised by, but I do think that it is sad. Because I personally wouldn't want a video of me thinking that I'm having consensual relationship with an individual to end up on the internet. That's extremely violating and disrespectful and wrong, and that should be acknowledged that was done. These people are victim of a sex crime in a way, so that can be talked about as such.
Of Uncle Red, and yeah, it's consensual, but like they're not perfect victims. Others are arguing a lot of these men got caught cheating on their wives. A lot of these men have families. A lot of these men have girlfriends, fiancés. So are they a victim? If they came here to do something bad and then something backfires, is it karma or is it victimization? That's been a conversation online. I'm not saying that's my conversation. And some people are even saying that the meme culture around this case is a lot. People have started creating anime business cards. So, you know, you do like the character. It's like it gives you a rating for, it's like a video game.
Not are you talking about like Pokemon cards type of?
Kind of, but they have, it's like a thing now where you do it business style as well. So it's almost like characters in someone's office building.
Okay.
And you describe their personality and you rank them by appearance, EQ, IQ, overall ratings, stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, got it.
They do stars, and then they have like a cartoon character that they've drawn out of these guys from the video. And so, for example, one is nicknamed Strong Work Smell Guy, which is a term for in China where you're just overworked, exhausted, stressed out, and you carry around this scent of work with you. Like you just never can escape the idea that work is very depressing and everyone can feel it off of you. He comes over to Uncle Red's house. The two of them have their intimate relations. He wraps up rather quickly. Uncle Red asks him for $138, to which he responds, "My wife has all the money. If you want, go ask her." And then he runs off. He has his own little character card, and people are ranking him like 1 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
Others have described incredibly intense psychoanalysis of people's visits to Uncle Red's house, with one netizen post reading, "This guy never cares about hygiene and always complains a lot. He always looks guarded, looks around carefully, doesn't even want to wash up for Uncle Red. He hates the way Uncle Red looks. He only talks about how he feels, and he uses and trashes so many tissues. It's a blatant disregard for others and their belongings. He's selfish, seems to hate Uncle Red, but it's all a facade because he's come back multiple times and this is a reoccurring visitor." Then another one gets a card, and his name is just character number 2, Stingy Chubby Guy. It reads, "Came empty-handed, bargained while doing the housework, didn't cooperate well, only did part of the quote chores, and left in a hurry." Another one reads, "Fruit Uncle. He's very warm and kind when he visits the elderly." Parentheses, Uncle Red. "He brings fruit and gives him a big hug to show he cares. He's also hardworking, so he does the chores. When he leaves, he'll even take out the trash. He's really amazing. We are also moved." Then another one. "This guy has a hot temper, is very straightforward, but the contract is already signed. He's already here. He will fulfill the agreement. At least he keeps his promises." Or another one that reads, "Thermal Pants Guy.
I don't know what to
Whenever
feel
he
about that.
comes in for a meeting, he wears the same brown outfit with thermal pants. Every time he talks about the plan, he's very supportive, saying encouraging things like, 'If you do well, you'll get a bonus.' His ability is pretty sharp and he seems to enjoy discussing the plan. He shows a strong willingness to work together and collaborate."
Okay.
And you have people under these saying, is this actually appropriate to make for victims of
this is a
crimes?
lot.
And then people will fight back and comment, well, are they really victims if they're cheating? If they're putting their family at risk? Because there were reports coming out stating that these men from Uncle Red's videos, a lot of the videos, you can see sometimes that they will find certain fluids around their private parts that seem to be suspicious looking. And it seems like they have blatant disregard for their health, for their intimate health. And if they're married, if they're dating someone else, they could be spreading these things on unknowingly to people that some people on the internet believe are the true victims. Some people are saying the only victims really in this case are the wives and the girlfriends that are dating the men that are going to Uncle Red's house. It was briefly reported by the media that 11 of the men from Uncle Red's videos were tested and positive for HIV, but the police quickly shut that down, saying that's nothing but rumors. Okay. However, they later state there are like 3 people that did test positive for HIV. However, it's unclear if it's connected to Uncle Red. In fact, they cannot release if Uncle Red has any sort of contagious disease, STD or HIV, because that would be a violation of his privacy, which a lot of netizens are upset about because they're like, a violation of his privacy? He violated so many people's privacy. Release that information.
Yeah, and then all the people that's connected, 1,600 people connects to thousands of people.
Now, the authorities have stated that the 1,000+ number is a gross exaggeration. However, netizens don't believe the authorities. Netizens are like, I saw the pictures, I saw the videos, I'm believing the rumors. Wow. It's a lot of guys. Maybe it's not 1,600, maybe it's 1,500, maybe it's 900. Does it matter? It's a lot of guys.
It is.
That's what netizens are saying. People are also annoyed because the government can't do anything. However, they are opening up their health center for a free HIV test if you feel like you are in fear of contracting something.
Oh, because of this?
Okay.
Yes. In Nanjing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So they do think there could be a lot of people that needs to get checked up.
Yes.
Wow.
So some people have used this as, see, these men are not victims. In fact, the only victims are their families that are at home or their wives and their girlfriends. Others are saying, well, they are victims because they're at risk and Uncle Red probably didn't tell them. But then the other argument is, well, they knew what they're going when they're going there. Like, they're not just going there to show up. So it's just been this carnival ride loop around of debates. Side note, some netizens also believe that this case is weeding out the not-so-bright men from the bright one. One boyfriend proudly texted his girlfriend that he bought a self-test kit at home since he had recently gone on a business trip to Nanjing, and he proudly stated that he tested negative. And he was very proud of him. Yeah, he proudly stated that he tested negative, and he was very proud of himself for thinking ahead. And his girlfriend's response was obviously very cold and detached, and he says, "You're so cold, I'm safe, baby. Are you not happy?" To which netizens think this is the epitome of an empty mind. That was probably up to no good. With one comment reading, "A business trip? So frightened you took a test immediately?
Like,
if he didn't cheat on this business trip, why would he need to take a test to begin with?
Yeah.
It's not like you catch it through the air."
Wow. The girlfriend posted that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably
and with this HIV scare that's happening, a lot of people in the LGBTQIA community are upset because it's like, again, are we really going to do this again where we are creating these homophobic, fear-based situations of the correlation between gay men and HIV? And it's just, I can see how infuriating that is.
Yeah.
Specifically because I do think Uncle Red got off on duping straight men into believing that he was a woman. Yeah. I think that was also part of the quote allure for selling these videos. With this too. I think the people that were purchasing these videos, that was a huge element. Mm-hmm. It's very annoying. There have also been conversations on whether or not this is a comparable situation to Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue, if you don't know, is, I think she's based in the UK. Is she British?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But she's an OnlyFans model who recently broke the record of sleeping with like 1,000 men in 12 hours in a day. 1,000 men. And she got a lot of hate. I mean, it made news internationally. People hated her. Versus Uncle Red, I think he's almost become a meme to the point where I don't think people hate him per se. They just make fun of him. I don't think there's this like deep rooted, I despise you, you're setting humanity back. Whereas that was the case with Bonnie Blue. And there has been this debate of, wait, why is a woman who does it consensually with men that are consensual, with men that know everything about her, and she's very proactive about STD health and preventing STDs, why does she get hate, but this man who's doing it is almost become a legend? Then a lot of guys come in and they're arguing, oh, well, you know why? It's because in Bonnie Blue's situation, the real victim are women, because women feel like she's perpetuating negative stereotypes about women and creating this stigma that women should be open and available for men and are obsessed with.
I don't think that's true at all. Personally, I don't feel like, I look at Bonnie Blue's action and I'm like, you do you, girl. I cannot relate. That could never be me. And I don't want to be associated with that, but that doesn't mean that, like, if she's a grown woman, she can do whatever the fuck she wants with her body, with her anything. Like, it doesn't impact me in the slightest. Like, it doesn't have to impact me. She doesn't have to become the poster child of woman emancipation. She really doesn't. She is one woman who's a sex worker who does these things, but she really does. I feel like it's like, Uncle Red didn't become the poster child of men sexuality. He became a meme. But the whole, I hate this discourse about, oh, you're setting women back. Like, one woman's action shouldn't set an entire gender back, because when men be doing the most, like in this case, I feel like it doesn't reflect as a, oh, well, nobody said, oh, the Uncle Red situation is setting mankind back. You know, like, nobody's saying that men are now, like, I don't know, lesser as a whole for the action of a few thousand men. Like, the gender discourse has been mostly, like, kind of sexist about, like, why men were going to Uncle Red instead of women, like, because he was nice and whatever. He was charging nothing and he made me feel at home. Okay, dude, good for you. This is weird. This is a weird discourse to have when we're talking about a man who was illegally, unknowingly filming people, tricking them into thinking that he was a woman. So there's a lot of layers to this entire situation, but I do agree with the whole, like, because she didn't trick anybody. Bonnie Blue didn't trick anybody. She was very forthcoming about it, very public, very, there was no pretend. The men who go to her, they know exactly what they're getting. Like, there's no pretense. And she takes, of course, STD very seriously because, she has to. You don't fuck 1,000 men in 24 hours and not taking fucking, like, sexual, STD seriously. That would be, like, I don't think she's the brightest cookie in the bunch, but I think that would just be abysmal to not take into consideration the possibility that some of these men might be nasty and shit. So I still think that it's not easy to make 100% sure that all of these men aren't lying or aren't showing up with fake papers. Like, that's still a possibility, but that's her. But this Uncle Red guy didn't seem like he was using protection at all, which is very disgusting. Like, ew. That's actually so gross. If you're gonna do this for a living, you should take fucking this aspect of sex seriously. Because imagine if he was, like, patient zero for, like, an outbreak of chlamydia or whatever. Like, that's nasty. So that's also that's another thing to add to this whole situation where, like, that's wrong. That's very, very, very wrong. Ew.
Just like anyone on the street. Whereas in Uncle Red's situation, he's only victimizing men. And so these men are saying that's why women don't care. And that's why the world hates Bonnie Blue, because the ultimate victim is probably Bonnie Blue and other women. And whereas for Uncle Red, it's just men. But then there's been a lot of pushback on that as well.
think
There's
that's
even
kinda
been
dumb.
pushback on Uncle Red's name. So a lot of Chinese female netizens are really upset because initially he was called Uncle Red, and then people started calling him Sister Red or like Red Auntie.
Also, just for
Yes.
clarification, some people call it Uncle Hong.
Yes.
Hong. So Hong is the Chinese word for red.
Yes.
That's why people call it Sister Hong, Uncle Hong. It just means red in Chinese.
And a lot of Chinese female netizens were upset and they were stating, stop calling him Sister Hong. Like there are zero
man
women
who
involved. This is a
identified as a
man's
man.
crime. Don't drag women into it. Like this is a man targeting men, harming men. And why do we have to call him a woman? And I think it has to do with the fact that he never states that it has nothing to do with the trans community. It genuinely just seems like he did this because it's part of the allure. It's part of the videos. It's part of maybe a kink that he has is to trick straight men. So a lot of people were upset about that in China. And they're saying, it doesn't make sense why we have to make him Sister Hong. With a lot of female Chinese netizens fighting back and saying, if a woman had genuinely secretly recorded and leaked footage of her sleeping with over 1,000 men, sold the footage without the men's consent and profited money off of it, she would have been eaten alive online. But Uncle Red has become a meme. So this is not a woman. Like, this is Uncle Red. He's never identified as a woman outside of committing these crimes. So what are we doing here? That's been a huge argument. Others are arguing Uncle Red did nothing wrong, except for the videos. They're saying having sex with men is not wrong as
He
a
lied
man.
about his
And everyone's like,
his
wait, but we
gender.
know that. So that's just been like a weird conversation, but some
gender.
people are
That's not
commenting
okay.
justice for Uncle Red. He did nothing wrong. Those men wanted it. I mean, I think that has a deeper meaning than just the words on the screen, though, because those men wanted it. That sounds like a play on when female
They asked
victims
for
want
it,
it.
yeah.
With one netizen also writing, I think apart from the secret filming and cheating, there is nothing to criticize. There's nothing wrong with being gay, being bi, but there's nothing wrong with dating or hooking up. There's nothing wrong with liking Uncle Red's appearance either, which a lot of people are like, well, now you're just boiling it down to this like random argument that everybody already knows. It's like, of course, nothing's wrong with being gay. We already knew that. But this is like a really weird situation to be like, there's nothing wrong with being gay. When everyone's like, yeah, we know there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Yeah.
You're the weird
not
one for
about being
thinking
gay,
like this is
really.
your coming out moment of like, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like, no, we've been there. We all know. Did you just catch up? So there's been that argument of people fighting back and forth. And then some people are saying people who are saying that are just trying so hard to be woke that they're like, no, guys, this is a victimless crime. And then some people, it's just been such a fight.
That's crazy. Yeah.
There have also been some memes that some people find funny, some people find very offensive, but some netizens have gone on to Photoshop Uncle Red's face onto Buddha statues. The Buddha statue that depicts Uncle Red standing, resting both feet on the heads of two young men.
That I
And
can
in one
understand why
hand
people would be
is a
offended.
watermelon, in the other hand is a bottle of oil.
Oh my God.
Others are making cakes of Uncle Red's face with words that read, I wish you have 1,691 men pursuing you this new year. It's supposed to be a celebratory cake. And so people are like, that is crazy that this is happening. And it just seems like the deeper that you go in, if you pass like the first layer of memes and people joking around, it becomes this black hole of moral dilemmas and arguments. And it seems like no one seems to agree on any aspect. It seems like at some point, people start diverging in their thoughts and their moral opinions of like, okay, well, maybe some people think it's okay up until this point. Some people are like, it isn't okay up until this point. And it just goes on and on. What are your thoughts, though?
I think
Side
that
note,
this is
Uncle
crazy.
Red is, if
jail?
sentenced, which he likely will be, he will probably spend at least 10 years in prison, if not more,
shit.
considering how strict the justice system is in China. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe. I will see you in the next one.
Kind of crazy. I do understand though why this was a rotten mango episode. There was a crime committed. But now I need to lighten the mood. That's just. I feel like it's too reminiscent from home with all the stupid gender war, gender-based bullshit that we hear. So I'm really my girl to tell me something funny or interesting.
Um,
You know those videos that are like, this is me before being in a relationship, and then this is me during a relationship, and you can just tell whoever this person was in a relationship with, they're like a dementor. They are a Death Eater sucking the living life, breath, soul out of this girl. Well, there is a new variation of that, and I need you to guess what happened to this woman. I need you to guess, because it's worse than a relationship. It's probably the worst thing, that's not a crime obviously, that could happen to somebody, and it is being displayed online in South Korea on a daily freaking basis. Her name is Jadudu.
Jadudu.
Jadudu. Okay, that's her
Jadudu?
nickname.
Is
That's
it
her
in Korean?
YouTube. Yeah, Jadudu.
안녕하세요, 여러분들. 자두두입니다.
Oh, in Korean, it's Jadudu.
Jadudu.
Is that her real name? I'm assuming not.
No. That's like her little nickname. That's
Okay.
like, is my real name Miss Minko? Watch that be her real name. No, it's not.
So
It's not.
It's Jadudu.
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 Okay? And she was once a nobody, and somehow, I don't know how this happened. I don't know what's been going on with my algorithm. She kept showing up on my feed, and I kept having to watch and watch and watch, and then I became so obsessed with this woman. And something in me, and I never do this. I truly never do this unless it's like, has nothing to do with this channel and more so about like rotten makeup. Like, I will never be like, hey, my lovely Korean researchers who don't want to be named for safety reasons, can you just like reach out to this woman? Just send her an email in Korean, and she doesn't know me. She doesn't even know I exist, but just tell her there is a little Korean girl in America who's fucking obsessed with you. That's it. That's the email. Don't tell her anything more. Don't ask anything from her. Just tell her we love her. We support her. And if she ever needs help, call us, because we're worried for her. She is making me worry on a daily basis.
What do you mean? This is a normal streamer. She's just, I don't know. I feel like if you've seen clips of like Kai Senat and I Show Speed and XQC and whatnot, like I feel like there's a clip of a screamer yelling, being crazy in every country on the planet. She's just a normal streamer having a what looks to be like a mental breakdown. But I feel like those are almost normal at this point. I mean, shit. What we watched yesterday, a girl whose parent got murdered, and she was on TikTok making sad music montage video about it. People be filming themselves doing the absolute most. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to put my makeup on. I don't think I'd be able to do that, to have an entire mental breakdown filming myself live. But some people can. And I don't have to understand it.
I'm gonna show you. My husband has already seen some of these videos. Okay,
But I can always watch it again.
Yeah. No, just to give you a little bit of background, just so you know that Jadudu is a very normal person. Jadudu, when you first start watching her, she's a live streamer. She actually wasn't originally a live streamer. She was working like an office job, an entry-level office job in South Korea. And she's just an ordinary company worker. They don't pay young people a lot over there or over here or really anywhere. And so she decides, I'm going to start a side hustle. I'm going to start a second job, and I'm going to be live streaming. And when you first watch her initial live streams, everything about her is giving cute Korean girl live streaming. She's put together. She has makeup on. Sometimes she'll wear like cute little costumes, make it festive. Each live stream will have a theme. She'll answer questions. She's very prim. She's very proper. Her hair is put together. And then you almost see like a mental health decline. Like you see her reach the bottom of the bottom gutters, and all of a sudden she's bawling on the camera. She's got no makeup on. She's in her PJs. You know when you take a really good nap? And then your like hair is kind of stuck to your face because you were sweating. She's got like hair stuck to the sides of her face, and she's looking into the depths of the camera, and there's just snot and drool dripping down her face, and she's just bawling, and it feels like a human experiment. It feels like a torture chamber. Whatever is going on in her live streams, especially if you don't understand Korean, it seems like someone is holding her at gunpoint, forcing her to make these videos. It's like a human roller coaster of emotions on display. I don't think a single person, I can't name a single actress that can display the range of human emotions that Jadudu can. And nobody can, because this isn't acting. This is very real for Jadudu. This is her fucking life, okay? This is her life. I'm so serious, and she's very serious. And people are donating to her.
Okay.
And they want her to spiral. They want her to go to the deep end.
Oh.
I'll show you the video. So this
she
is
making a
her
lot of
when
money?
she first starts live streaming.
She looks like a K-pop star.
Yeah, she looks like an idol. She looks like a nice young Korean lady, okay? She's beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful afterwards, right? But you'll never understand. What she's saying right here is not so innocent, okay? This one question is gonna fuck up her life. And it's the innocent question of, should I try margin trading?
Margin trading. That's
margin
crazy.
This is before.
What is she saying?
She's saying "시발 새끼야," which is like,
Like
motherfucker. I mean, it's not exact translation, but if I had to encapsulate her energy into a translation, it would be that.
What is going on?
It would be that. And so this is the beginning of what I would like to call a mental health experiment into the dangers of crypto trading. We see a lot of guys go into crypto trading, and I see a lot of like Reddit
avocado.
Wait,
stories.
crypto
Trading.
or margin trading or stock trading?
Both.
Oh, she does
gets
crypto.
into both.
Oh shit.
Does everything. She does too much. And I mean that with love. Genuinely love and like happiness. She needs to calm the fuck down. I don't know what she decided to get into. You know what? I do know exactly what's happening. So what happened was she has this office job. She's getting paid like $1,400 a month. And she's like, this is nothing. I can barely live. You want me to live off a fucking triangle kimbap from 7-Eleven for the rest of my life? She's ambitious. She's like, I need better for myself. Also, keep this in mind, but her dad does get diagnosed with cancer and the family needs to make money to pay for a lot of the cancer treatments. And so she decides that she's going to be a live streamer. But as she's live streaming, it's so competitive. She's trying to look pretty for the camera, but these viewers, they're stingy. They got so many fucking requests. Can you put on this maid outfit and say this? Hello? You've never been touched before. Sit down, okay? Why are you calling me names all of a sudden? I didn't even do anything to you. I'm just trying to make a living, okay? So she decides, I gotta reach out to my friend. Her friend is like, have you ever tried margin trading? And so
Wait,
she's like,
she starts with margin trading?
yeah. And so she tries margin trading. It doesn't work. And so then her friend is like, you know, what's easier than margin trading? And a lot safer. And you'll probably do well.
Crypto?
Crypto trading.
Oh my God.
And so she goes into crypto trading. And the way that she live streams crypto trading, I've never seen before. I see a lot of guys in the United States that are day traders, and they're all like,
Hey, you don't work hard enough day trading. Let me show you what working hard means. I brought my computer to Italy.
So right now is 9:58. I woke up before. I already made 25 grand.
I'm in the south of France, 24 grand up. Beep boop bop, beep bop.
I just made another 70K. If you want to make $50 bajillion in the next 12 hours, sign up for my course, brother. I know, you know, the bitches love money.
Like, that's the vibe that a lot of these live streamer crypto traders in the US have. This is a vibe that I've never encountered before.
I think her version is more real version. What happens when you start day trading?
Yes! Some people were using this before and after of her vastly different live streams. So
Bro, the
in some of them,
contrast is
she's
crazy.
like, Opa, like, oh, you're calling me pretty, like, thank you so much. And then she's like, motherfucking fuck!
Oh my god. What is she doing? What is she doing?
She said I'm a fucking god. So anytime she makes a little bit of money,
Yeah.
like she'll be up $5.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Jadudu literally melts my brain. Every time I think about Jadudu, I go into a coma. Okay. She will be fucking screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm a fucking god. I'm a fucking legend. And the worst part is, I was watching it with my Korean researcher, and I'm like, wait, how much did she just make? And they're like, oh, I think she's up $500. And then I'm like, wait, I thought you said earlier today, the same day, she just lost $10,000. And then they're like, yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
she'll be down $10,000. The next trade she makes, up $1,000. I'm a fucking god, bitch.
Oh my god.
And she'll try to take off her shirt.
The Korean researcher said, compared to amount of entertainment she brings, she is so underrated as a creator. She should be like Kaisuna.
What's also crazy is that I discovered her a long time ago, and we've been keeping an eye on her and always watching her, and I never really talked about her because I just thought, like, I don't know, it's just someone that I watch. And every time I talk to my Korean researchers, we'll just be like, how are you? No, how are you? Oh yeah, how's Jadudu? And always their response is, oh yeah, I checked her YouTube feed yesterday. Made some money, lost some money. You know how it is. And that's just how she's been doing. And we just like randomly talk about this woman we've never met before. And so a lot of people have been taking this video. This is the difference between dating and marriage. Some people say no amount of watching YouTube shorts prepares you for something this intense to come up on your algorithm. And there's this one part where she literally makes money. And so she's screaming, I'm a god, I'm a god. And then instantly the chart starts going down and she goes, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
She said, I'm a god, literally.
Yes. Just the way that her transformation has been intense. And so I just needed to know more about this girl. I find this YouTube video titled Who is Jadudu? It's a Q&A video from August of 2023. Turns out
she made it?
Yeah, turns out guess her MBTI.
Same as yours? No fucking way. That makes so much sense.
I'm not allowed to touch any stocks.
Like everything is on Stephanie's face. Like you can read her like a book. Like, everything.
So she says, oh yeah, my MBTI, I'm an ISFP. She says, as you can see from my trading, I'm completely an emotional person. I'm practically just a bundle of emotions. Okay.
MBTI는 ISFP고요. 제가 매매하는 걸 보시면 아시겠지만 저 완전 감정적인 사람입니다. 감정 덩어리예요.
And so she explains that she got started in crypto after her dad fell sick, and now she's doing this. She's lost a lot of money. You know, she said it's been really bad. At one point, she was really depressed. She like couldn't even eat. And like, I'm laughing because the Q&A really shows her multifaceted personality. I don't know if this is how people feel around me. I'm starting to feel this is how people feel around me. But the way she transitions from emotions is so quick. I'm like on a roller coaster. So she's talking about her sick dad, and I'm like getting really sad. And then she's talking about how she lost a lot of money and how it was really impacting her mental health. It was really difficult for her. And then all of a sudden, in the midst of all of that, someone asks her, "What's your biggest charm?" Okay. And she says,
all right.
She says, "I think it's my snaggle tooth." She's got one tooth. She's got one tooth that sticks out more than the others. Her canine tooth sticks out more than the others. So she goes from, yeah, I was really depressed. It was really bad. So I think my biggest charm is my snaggle tooth. So I think if I had to put it down to that, it's that. Also, if you had to ask me who my ideal type in a guy is, I'm the youngest in the family. It might hurt. I'm the youngest in the family, so I'm really needy. I need a lot of attention. So someone who gives me a lot of attention is usually my ideal type. Okay, that's when I realized I am obsessed with this woman on the other side of the planet. And the way that I found her is not because she's selling crypto courses. It's not because she's so famous on YouTube. I actually discovered her from a YouTube short where it's the dangers of investing in cryptocurrency is the title of the YouTube short. And you know how people like to make it very educational and everyone's like, oh, well, cryptocurrency, it could crash at any moment. You don't really know. It's not really regulated. We don't know what the fucking feds are going to do. They're saying all this shit. She is sitting there, and this convinced me I'm never touching any investment. Okay, it's all you, boo-boo. She is sitting there shaving off her eyebrows in silence, staring at the camera, shaving off her eyebrows.
Why?
She lost all of her money, and a viewer said that they would pay her $800
Oh my god, no!
She got the shaving foam.
Oh my god!
And she starts shaving off her eyebrow.
Yo, are we allowed to laugh?
It's a look.
Yeah, I think
It's trendy now.
Also, she does know us, by the way.
Yeah.
We've made the connection.
Yeah, so I feel like she's okay with us laughing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll bring her on the on the channel.
Yeah, maybe we'll just like invest with her.
That would be crazy.
There's this one
You can afford it. She clearly
that
can't.
replays in my head right now. Because I was like, oh, is she going to understand what we're saying in this video? First of all, she speaks English, okay? Because there's this one clip of her where she goes, why so serious? Someone asked her, why so serious? And she goes, why so serious? Why not?
Why so serious? Why not?
Oh my god. So good.
I cannot believe this woman is real and she's so unserious. She was on this very formal interview where she's like not day trading currently. So she's like, you know, all dolled up.
Interview with who?
Like a little news station.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she's like sitting
She
there,
looks
pen and
normal.
paper. And I don't know what the fucking interviewer was thinking, but the interviewer is like, hey, didn't you just lose money right now? Look at the chart. And she's like, yeah. She looks very anxious. And then near the end, she's just holding up the clip of her screaming into the camera. Okay, and she's just, to my future husband, I just want to say, this is not me. I don't know this person. This is not me.
이거는 내가 아니다. 자기야 이거 나 아니야. 이게 나야.
And this is the type of energy that Jadudu has. But I need to tell you more because one of her most viewed videos is titled just Bitcoin. It's all liquidated. I don't even know what that means. But for most Koreans, this video is actually titled The Dangers of Bitcoin. That is how it's been circulating on Korean social media. The video starts with her. I got you,
Wait,
honey.
when was this though? Like this year and last year?
I think
recently?
this one was last year.
But then Bitcoin just hit like all-time highs. So
I hope she held. Okay, so the video starts with her Very proper. Blue dress shirt. It's giving finance bro. Wall Street trader. She looks put together. I mean, she is running her hands through her hair. However, we have faith. She looks optimistic. She says, I just have one thing to say right now.
한마디만 드릴게요. 일단 그동안 저보고 시드 누가 이렇게 쥐꼬리 시드 가져왔냐고 맨날 놀리고 난.
She's pretending to cry because she's hitting back at the haters. She said to all those bastards who made fun of my tiny seed money and mocked my capital because she only started with like $6,000. She said, you know what? Just you fucking wait. I'm gonna make $100,000. I already have $13,000, but I'm gonna make $100,000. You punks. You all kept making fun of me for trading with small girl money, but this will be payback for all the mockery, the humiliation I've endured. You got it?
너네 왜 방송 시드가 그따구냐고 나 놀리게. 너네 죽어봐라. 나 이거 1억 만들 거니까. 나 이제 2천이야 이 새끼들아. 이 씨발 새끼들 맨날 나한테 소녀시드로 매매한다고 나한테 맨날 개 꼽주다가.
Girl, ooh, that
너네
voice.
지금 시드를 봐. 내 시드가 맞냐? 너네 시드가 맞냐? 내가 그동안 받아오던 조롱과 수모의 대가다. 알겠냐?
She takes a quick little break and she comes back wearing a cute little blue sweater. And just like me, I think blue might be our color. Life is good. She's happy. When you see her relax on the chair like this, that's a good sign. It's on the up and up.
Why do I see so many red candles? Going down?
She likes to short.
Oh, she's shorting.
Yeah.
Seriously? Okay. So shorting, basically, you're betting on something to go lower.
So
if
when
it goes lower, she makes money.
Yeah, so she's like, kids, didn't I fucking tell you? Why go long when you can go short? And she gets one of those like club fake money things and then it won't work. Just like everything money related in her life, it doesn't work. And she's like,
누나 다 보고 2천 찍었다. 아이 씨발 안돼 이거.
she cusses a lot. She's like, why doesn't it work? Okay. She's like, whatever, you get the point. Okay. She's in a good mood. She's rocking in her chair like Auntie Bev, like swinging around in her office chair. She's making jokes. She said, someone just asked in the chat if my boyfriend's a whale. Now, side note, whale means like a big boy in crypto. It means you hold enough stake to influence market prices, correct?
Wow. Yeah. You just have a lot of money in crypto.
Okay, these are Korean crypto slang. So you might not know some of these. Ants in Korea means small investor, working hard with little capital, and then there's just big whales swimming about. And Koreans also have a saying that my Korean researcher was telling me, and they were like, you don't know about burger power? And I was like, what the fuck is burger power? And they say, burger power. It's when we're in Korea at nighttime and the US market opens and the numbers start moving around because burger power.
American burger.
Yeah. So the burgers got money. They call American investors burgers.
That's kind of funny.
You burger.
Yeah, so they'll literally be like, all the Koreans got freaked out, so we started selling, but the burgers held on. They call them burgers. Yeah, but some of them call Korean traders kimchi. So they'll say things like kimchi panic selling, burgers holding strong. Come on, what's going on?
Damn.
Another one in Korea is apparently, what floor are you on?
What floor?
Yeah, it's when you lose a lot of money. And like the floor you're on is how high you bought in. And now the price has crashed, so there's only one way out, which is to jump. And you're screwed. So you ask like, what floor are you on?
So that if you jump,
and the higher the floor, the more money you've lost.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's no way out but down.
Got it.
There's the shoulda coulda parrot.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which means you regret selling or buying. Shoulda sold, shoulda bought, shoulda sold, shoulda bought. And so they say, I shoulda sold, but I didn't. So now I'm just walking around like a fucking ghost parrot, like shoulda sold, shoulda sold, shoulda fucking sold, I shoulda fucking sold what I should fucking sold. So it's the shoulda, coulda parrot. There's also human indicators. Yeah, and they say, you know that friend that never makes money in the market? They're a human indicator. So actually, you should always invest the opposite. And you find the human indicator, you do the exact opposite of what they do. There's 설거지 해야 돼, which is dishwashing, which is you sell your crypto at a huge loss. Everyone else, though, they made profit. So it's like, sometimes when everybody loses, it feels like everybody lost and we're all in this together. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like everyone made money. How come you lost money, right? And so it feels like you're at a party. You didn't get to eat the food. You weren't invited for the dinner, but you got to do all the dishes of everybody else's plates. That's called your dishwashing now. Yeah. Yeah. So clearly, Jadudu is in a good mood in the beginning of this video because she's joking around that her boyfriend's a big whale. You know what I mean? It's fun and games, isn't it? Until the it's not.
Her boyfriend is not a whale, right?
She has no boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
This off to college season, save on college, save the everyday. I've long since been out of school, but I have family friends who are living on campus housing with 4 other students. And whether you are in-house, on campus, living in a dorm, or even just studying in a busy cafe or study space, college walls, I will say, are suspiciously thin. I swear, some dorms are just wallpaper that you can hear everything through. It's an invisible portal. Thankfully, I was able to overnight her some noise-canceling headphones with Amazon's off-to-college department. After we were literally on a FaceTime call, okay, this all spawned because we were on a FaceTime call and there was so much background commotion, she could barely hear me. It was a mess, but she was able to go to sleep and wake up with a package on her doorstep, literally the gift of silence. She's not gonna get it from me, but she's gonna get it from those headphones. And she can use on calls during Zooms, in the gym, or maybe even like an inevitable night when her roommates are throwing a house party and she has something to study for. Noise-canceling headphones are just one example of the thousands of college survival tools that you can get on Amazon. There's a lot of changes that happen when you go to college and a lot of things that'll just catch you by surprise. Thankfully, you can always count on Amazon to save the day and not destroy your budget. So remember, with Amazon's low off-to-college prices, just save on college, save the everyday. Shop off to college at Amazon today. Yeah, so she went to a clairvoyant who was like, do you want a boyfriend? And she said, I kind of just want money. And I was like, I kind of love her.
Same, sis.
She's like, you guys are asking me if my boyfriend's a whale. She's in such a good mood, she decides that she's going to go sleep. She's even asking herself before she goes to sleep.
Go sleep is crazy.
She's like, am I allowed to be this good? Like, why is it so easy to buy and sell these days? This is fucking mastery, bitch.
So like, how much money is she making right now? Do we know?
I think she's like just breaking even probably ever in life right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, like in this video, it says 7. That looks like about probably like 10,000, 15,000 USD.
Her seed money is probably like 13.
So it's like, okay, she's making a little bit of money. Okay.
And she's like, okay, this is what I'm telling you. She make a little bit of money. She was saying, this is mastery, bitch. This is real life mastery. I make money every time I short. Why bother going long anymore? Okay?
To clarify, short is you betting something to go down.
Long means you're betting it to go up?
Go up, yeah. But when you're shorting, your loss is infinite, technically. You can lose more money than you have. Like you can be in debt. Regular trading, like long, you just lose 100%. Lose everything.
Like the money that you invested, you lose.
Yeah, but when you're doing this, shorting, you can go in debt. Like,
so it's literally gambling.
No, it's worse because most gambling, you don't go in debt.
Oh.
Yeah, so like she's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay, I didn't realize that was a bad thing. I was like,
It's
why
crazy.
wouldn't she go to sleep? Okay, so she goes to sleep.
That's crazy.
Now, mind you, we're looking for more red because she's betting it's going down, okay? You see the green?
It started going boom. God damn. Oh my God.
야, 아니 이게 맞아? 나 지금 방금 일어나서 내가 차트 잘못 본 줄 알았어. 아니 이 개새끼는 왜 계속 테더를 입금시켜가지고 아 이거 10만원 한 번에 먹은 거 한 번에 뺏기게 생겼네.
피카츄.
아니 자고 일어났는데 아다리가 씨발 그냥 1000불이 올라가 있는데 말이 되냐고.
She's saying none of this is making any sense. She's like, how do I just go to sleep, wake up? Is this correct? Like, how does it make sense that I wake up and it went up $1,000? She's like, fuck. I should have gone long. Why did I short in a bull market? Who keeps pushing this shit up? Where's the correction? Why is this happening? Okay, and then as you see the green bars go up and up, you see her mental state decline and decline, and she starts getting a little bit more angry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
진짜 멘탈 다 깨질 것 같은데?
She said her mental state is about to crack.
It keeps going.
이게 말이 되냐고. 아니 잠깐만.
She said, hold on, does this even make sense right now? She's freaking out. She's running her hands through her hair.
Oh my. Oh. What is happening? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this real?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my god, she's losing it.
I'd be losing it too, to be honest.
Oh.
How much money has she lost?
Oh my god.
She's crying with drool and snot, and she's saying, motherfucker, where's my money? And she's just saying, fuck you bastards, my money. And then eventually, it does get worse.
It gets worse.
Basically, she sold to cut her losses,
And then came down,
and
right?
then it started plummeting.
Yeah, so basically she's saying, okay, if she waited a little longer, she could have made some money back.
Yeah.
This is like exactly what happens when you start doing these type of investments.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it came down. It came back. Oh my god.
Oh, and then.
What is all this music? Oh.
Is people donating? She's pounding on her desk. And because Jadudu, I feel like I am Jadudu. When you are having a bad day, it can only get worse. It can never go up. And so she pounds on her desk in an act of frustration because why can't we just have, God forbid a girl have fucking emotions, okay? God forbid a girl try to compete with finance bros. She broke her monitor.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
So she's just sitting there with her broken monitor in her lap, just contemplating her whole fucking life. And that is Jadudu, okay? The comments read, thanks to you, I'm more convinced than ever that I should never let crypto into my life. Thank you. Another says, while it's very difficult for Jadunim, which Nim is like an honorable little thing, you know, like when everyone thought Future was Korean, we were like Future Nim, you know what I mean? And so they're like, Jadunim, I haven't laughed in a while, but this brought my laughter back, so thank you. I'm looking for more liquidations in the future. Some people say, I mean, you gotta applaud Jadunim's class act for taking shorts with a beast heart when everyone's going long, okay? She's going against the opposite. Then there's another video where she's lying on a mattress on the floor, and you can just see, again, I am Jadu. I am Jadudu. When things are going well, we get a little too comfortable. We get a little too happy. We get a little too excited. Like the minute that I unsprained my ankle from a pickleball injury, I'm out there acting like I'm fucking Annie Lee Waters. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about pickleball. Okay. It's like bird brain. We forget the pain of 2 seconds ago. And so she's laying on a mattress on the floor. And she's got a face mask on. And she's rolling around like an upside down cockroach that's having the best time of their life. That's like getting high on a pesticide or something. She's just like enjoying herself. She's 1 second away from kicking up her feet and she's cackling. She's singing. She's singing. I gotta show you this clip. She's laying there with her phone. She got her LED lights. She got a face mask on.
Good for her. Skincare is important.
She's got her arms above her head. You only sleep like that when you're having a good day. Like you only sleep with your arms like this when life has been good to you recently. That's how I like to sleep when life is good. I think I have one where like this?
I don't think
Don't you
do.
have a picture of me sleeping like
Oh yeah, one picture, yes. And I made it into an emoji.
a sticker, and he sends it into every group chat known to mankind. Okay,
Oh,
so she's laying there like this. She's having a good day. She's singing, and she said, "This is why I do crypto. Hee hee. My coins make money even while I sleep. Okay, I just need a little bit more." She's giggling. She's laughing. She falls asleep. And her viewers decide that they're going to pay money because you can pay money and have Jadudu's computer say something out loud. And the specific alert that her
she's live
viewers...
streaming her sleeping.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so she's fallen asleep on this mattress, and the alert is, "Your Majesty the Queen, please come forth."
자고 있어도 고인이 돈 벌어다 주는데.
She's saying, "I make money in my sleep." And then it starts tanking.
Crashing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she's down.
This is like Black Mirror, y'all. Come forward.
Queen, your majesty is coming. She wakes up. Wait, you gotta look at her face when she wakes. The way she dramatically puts her blanket off of her, walks up to the camera. Her hair is sticking all over her face. You know that sleep hit good. Yeah, and so the comment says she needs to bow deeply to whoever gave the alarm donation. This girl is the real deal. Her expressions are so extreme. This is some real live streaming. I have to subscribe. Others say this is a warning. This is what happens. My uncle also invested in cryptocurrency, and I'm telling you, it makes your mental health as fragile as like a cookie. There's a Korean cookie that's known for being very brittle. It's like a thin cookie, a biscuit. Another one of my favorite videos is titled "I Found Religion Through Bitcoin," where the video starts with her sleeping. And I have a feeling that anytime she sleeps, nothing good happens when Jadudu goes to sleep. And she fucking knows this, okay? Because in another video, she comes home and she goes, "I literally stepped outside to get food. Why me? Why does everything bad happen to me? Like, I can't even leave the computer. Otherwise, some shit goes down." And so she's sleeping, and then she wakes up, and then she starts singing because she's losing money. You know when you have a pregnancy scare?
It's okay, Tawanda. It's gonna be
I
on
feel
my,
like
on my
this is
YouTube
not
channel.
that niche. But when you have a pregnancy scare and you're really not ready to be pregnant, and you grew up in a religious household, but you have not been religious for a long time because you have religious trauma. But then you sit down with a little pee-pee stick in your hand and you say, "Dear God, I'm gonna go back to church every Sunday. I'll be right there singing along. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. I'll be there. Just please hit me with the negative. I'm begging you. I'm gonna die. Help me!" That's Jadudu. She starts singing to God, and the graph keeps going down.
아! 부처님 죄송해요! 아 진짜 잠깐만요! 아 죄송해요! 아 부처님!
And then she's like, "You know what? Fuck this. I believe in Buddha now." She changes religion.
No
Way through. Yeah.
Lord.
So she's like, "I'm sorry. I thought I knew a God. I know a different God now."
Did she say Buddha?
Yeah, she's like, "I'm going for Buddha."
And the chart goes up?
She prays that she will not go to church.
야! 야 교회 아니다! 교회 아니다! 야 하나님 아니다! 부처님이다! 야 이 집이다! 이 집이 기도 맛집이었다! 나 내일부터 교회 안 가! 나 앞으로 부처님이 된다! 가자! 야 여기 기도발이 맞아!
She will only pray to Buddha from now on. The graph starts rising.
Oh shit.
부처님! 아이고 부처님! 아이고 부처님!
And then so she starts praying harder. Buddha, please listen. Okay, this is like an earnest girl's plea. It's really hard living a life as a girl. To make a living, it's my sin of being too greedy. It's my sin of not cutting law. And then the chart starts going down and she starts getting on her knees.
이 소녀의 간절함을 들어주시나이까.
내 이웃과
진짜 이 소녀 먹고 살기 힘듭니다. 다 저의 죄입니다. 제가 욕심이 많은 죄입니다. 제가 손절을 안 한 죄입니다. 제가 스위칭을 한 죄입니다.
내 생의
저의 죄를 너무 잘 알고 있습니다. 그러니까 이번 한 번만 억간이를 해주세요.
It's my sin of not switching. I know my sins too well. If you just let it go just this one time. And then eventually she tells her viewers, I just met Buddha. He exists. I couldn't meet God, but Buddha says he'll make it go up. He said he'll let it go just this once. And she's on her knees, bowing, praying. She looks like she's trekked across the planet to try and find her soul and redeem it. Salvation never comes when you're desperate. She's praying, I have bad karma with longs. Buddha, I won't ever go long again. Which, like, people are like,
That's
you have
crazy.
bad karma with shorts too. So.
저 진짜 롱이랑 악연인 것 같습니다.
I could never.
네, 저 진짜 다시는 롱을 안 치겠습니다. 행동을 조심하겠습니다.
She says, I will be careful with my actions, please. You say not to steal from others. But what about me?
Where do I get stolen from? Why are people taking from me? My only sin here is that I'm too easily fooled by people's words. And the problem is I trusted people too much and I was so foolish and that's my only sin. I won't ever do it again.
And the graph keeps going down. And she starts begging, bowing, praying. And then finally she decides, okay, you know what? Buddha doesn't love me. She cuts her losses and almost instantly the graph goes up again. This girl cannot catch a fucking break. Some people say the crazy thing is, even if you try to fake this and like, let's say she's a skit, she's an actress, it doesn't matter. The timing on this, it doesn't make sense. You can't even, this is her life. This is her life. You know those people? I'm those people where like, it just never goes the way as planned. Never. That's her. But
So you have to invest opposite of her. That's it.
sometimes when she does well, she living large. She's sitting in her office desk, beer can, and she's ranting. You know how could you understand a woman's heart when you yourself have such poor instincts? Do you know why women have higher returns in the market than male investors? You're laughing too hard. Why are you laughing? I'm just kidding. No, she's so funny. She's like, you know why? And everyone's like, ooh, let's maybe... Jadudu, I don't think it's women. I think it's you, Jadudu. Okay, she says, it's because we have quick instincts. And everyone goes, coming from the woman with the worst instincts? We know how to read the charts. You know, we ride the flow. The flow. The screen shows she's down another 1,000. She says women have better returns. Meanwhile, she's got the worst returns. Anytime she's bragging, she's like, I made 16,000 trading with my heart. I made 16,000. Are you disrespecting my heart right now? This is what being a trading god is all about. You know, this is the heart trading god method. You long obsessed people who trusted BlackRock, you're screwed. I shorted it. I shorted the stock. I shorted it. Chart goes down. She says, it feels good because she shorted it. So she needs it to go down. She's like, feels good. Feels good being right. And at the end of it, she makes $2,000. But she had lost $14,000 earlier that day. So the comments are reading, truly, she's the only one that can celebrate when she makes 2K after losing 14K. Yeah.
I mean,
Buy high,
you
sell
gotta see the
low.
positive.
Let's go.
Buy high, sell low. That's her motto. Another comment says, gentlemen, be careful with women with eyes like that. Others say, I feel like this is textbook gambling addiction, but
Kinda.
I can't stop watching. Another one says, meeting
like
a woman
it.
or man like this will literally ruin your life because can you imagine getting married to them? And this is what they're doing with your marriage money? But you know what? Will it ruin your life? Because here's why I love Jadudu. In 2023, her YouTube streaming profits, not her like earnings from trading. I don't know if she had any. And I don't mean that with disrespect. I mean that with concern. Okay, her 2023 YouTube earnings was $10,000. She took it out the bank, cash.
Oof.
Put it in an apple juice container.
What the hell is that?
In Korea, apple juice comes in like a box. And then you open it up and there's little boxes in there. It's like a nice box. It's like a gift box. She put the cash in there. Like she's doing like a ransom drop. I'm like, are we doing organized crime? Are we that desperate? What's going on, Jadudu? I can't stop watching. She puts it in a little apple juice box and she says it's too much cash to put in my wallet and I feel nervous putting it in my purse. And she goes straight to the hospital where her dad was treated for cancer. And she donates her full year of YouTube earnings.
Dang, really?
Yeah, I love Jadudu. I'm gonna cry. I love this woman. Please go watch this woman. You don't need to speak Korean. Like, there's no language when it comes to trading. You see the chart, you see her reaction, and you say, oh, that's not what she wants the chart to do. And then you watch, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to speak the language. Money is universal, they say. Money is universal. And this is coming from someone who's not making a lot in trading, and she still donated. Because at one point, she's like, everyone told me to go on a diet. Yeah, well, I got no choice now because I only have $7 left. Okay, so...
Why on a diet?
Yeah, and so she begs her viewers that she will shave off her eyebrows if they can donate money. So one of her viewers says, I'll give you $800 if you shave off your eyebrow.
Dang.
Let me pull the video. Okay, let me get the video. She said also the fact that my life is in this situation where I'm even... Okay, the captions say I'm selling my hair, but the... The translation is, I'm out here even selling my fur. She's talking about her eyebrow hairs, okay? If you're wondering where this one went, someone already paid for that. So
She sold them separately.
Yeah, but actually she sells them in halves. So actually she only shaves like the half of that.
She's auctioning.
In fact, she's selling people, hey guys, since I'm already doing it, can we just get it in one go? Is anyone else gonna give me money for the other half? And nobody offers. So that's why she's got half left over.
Oh my god.
아니 진짜 이거 진짜 저 오른쪽 눈썹 한 800불만 쳐주시면 안 될까요?
That's a lot of money for an eyebrow.
그럼 저 진짜 앞으로 따박따박 입절 열심히 하고 앞으로 꺼더락 안 거리고 진짜 매매 열심히 하겠습니다.
왼쪽 눈썹 안쪽 관절 지금 밀어버리면 바로 팔려.
예? 아니, 선생님 그러면 일단 선입금 해주시면 안 될까요? 저 진짜 바로 밀게요. 와 이걸 진짜 보내네. 아, 야 일단은 트레이딩 폼 좀 가져올게요. 아. 아니 혹시 나머지 반쪽 혹시 가져가실 분 안 계시나요? 한 번 밀 때 그냥 다 밀어버리게. 하다가 다 털까지 팔고 있네. 아.
Girl.
Yeah, so she's like 1/4 and she'll make a lot of crazy expressions with these newly shaved off eyebrows, and people say, because you know, like when you only have half of the end of an eyebrow, it goes down. So people say even her eyebrow chart goes down.
Oh Lord.
I feel like this hits harder because you're into shit like this. It's so crazy. A lot of young kids in Korea have gotten into cryptocurrency because, I mean, the youth, it's an irresistible promise of fast money, right? Quick money. Who doesn't love that? And so a lot of parents are actually thanking Jadudu, and they say, thank you. I mean, making money is very difficult. I'm going to show this to my kids so that they'll continue to study.
Where are you at?
Yeah, so she does do a Q&A. She's very responsible. And someone asks her, should I quit my job as a teacher and become a full-time investor? And she tells them no, and she gives them a very well thought out explanation of, you know, when you're investing, you just become a little bit more desperate because your job income starts feeling like nothing. Like you need to manage risk through your main job. And it's like a very serious conversation. Meanwhile, all the comments are just linking Jadudu's own videos. They're like, Jadudu, this is not how you convince someone not to quit their job. This is what you do. So then she posts another video, and it's just titled, I will stop investing in coins now. She's wearing a pink shirt, sitting at her desk. She is talking about how she made money off of Bitcoin, and the way, I mean, you saw what happens when she loses it. Also, Jadudu, why? What's going on, Jadudu?
What is going on? What is that?
She's just losing her mind. I love her, okay? So this is what happens when she makes money. Plus 4.7 million won. How much is that?
Like a few thousand.
Oh,
yeah.
she made a few thousand.
She made a few thousand.
Yes, and if you think her losing money is dramatic, her making money is equally dramatic, okay?
What's she doing?
Slow clap sitting down.
Crying?
Yeah.
다 팔았다. 너무 힘들어서 못 버티겠어.
That would be my reaction if I win the lottery.
사실 너무 힘들어서 이거 사태 보기가 싫어가지고 못 버티겠어 나.
Is she so happy?
She was so happy, but also so sad because after she sold, she could have made more money too. So it's a very...
She said, I can't look at it. I could have made more money.
Yeah, so it's a very mixed reaction. And I mean, just like so many people in finance, Jadudu's got lots of opinions about burger people, including Trump, okay? So first of all, she's like a finance bro in the sense of, okay.
Who's a finance bro?
Jadudu.
Oh, okay,
so first of all, if you're an American citizen in the country of America, and because one president is making you money, does that make them a better president? Probably not. No. Definitely not. Does it make their deeds that they do suddenly okay, or we can overlook it? No. However, Jadudu is not an American citizen. She didn't give a about American politics, nor should she, because Korean politics is already stressful. Okay, she's got a lot on her mind. So she starts the video and she's waiting on a Trump press conference and she's like, Trump, brother, why are you standing like that? Like an awkward spoon, like a wooden puppet. Why do you stand like that, huh? Why do you stand like that? And then Trump is like, hello, Bitcoiners.
Hello, Bitcoiners.
Bitcoiners.
Yeah, and then he's like telling Bitcoiners that we love Bitcoiners, something like that. And then all of a sudden, Jadudu is screaming up and down, Trump, never sell Bitcoin. She went from, why the fuck you stand like that, you weirdo? Why you built like that? To, holy shit, America. Yes, okay, because she's got Bitcoin and she needs to make money off of her Bitcoin. And then at the very end, someone asks her, why are you so serious about this? And she said, why so serious? Why not? Okay.
Why so serious? Why not?
That's all I can tell you about Jadudu. She's also made a trade based off of a fortune telling that she went to. And really the only thing that I can describe what watching Jadudu feels like is this one comment left on her page. And it just reads, I am most worried about you. And that is my experience watching Jadudu. I'm very concerned for her. I'm worried for her. But at the same time, I love her.
You are
I
clearly
can't stop
entertained.
rooting for her. I feel like she should stop investing, but I can't stop watching. And I don't know what's weirder. What are your thoughts on Jadudu? Can you guys please, I'm going to leave a link in the description for her channel because I just feel like there is no such thing as a language barrier. There is only money and making money and losing money.
There's only buy high, sell low.
That is the case. I'm Jadudu. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And I missed you guys, and I will be back next week with another bots. Bye.
For an introvert. Wait, she's what I as for an introvert. Wait, is she? I don't even remember. I don't know. regardless of if she's an introvert or not. Although if she's an introvert, I don't know what I am. But I'm pretty sure that she would make a lot of money playing video games. She's just very animated. I think at this point people probably go see her because of her crazy personality, explosive personality, I would say. She kind of is a bit of a Korean Kai Cenat. I'm pretty sure she would be just as popular, if not more, if she would play video games, and she would most likely make money instead of losing it constantly. Like, I hope she can find it in herself to stop trading. Investing responsibly in ETF or mutual funds, diversify long-term growth, day trading, which is risky and often leads to losses. Yes. Yes. Also, don't let people give you money to shave your eyebrows online. Are they even gonna grow back? As someone who doesn't have eyebrows, unless I fucking draw them, that would stress me the fuck out. I wonder how much money I would take to shave my eyebrows. I don't know. But I feel like 800 is not enough for the fucking annoying thing that it would be to have to draw them every day. Technically, I do that already, but at least I have a baseline. But with no baseline, having to create eyebrows from scratch every day? Nah. I feel like that's worth more than $800. But that's just me, though. But damn. Wait, did she post? Oh, she did. She posted her channel. No fucking way. She exist anymore? Okay.
100만 원, 200만 원, 300만 원, 400만 원, 500만 원. 그럼.
She has 171k followers on YouTube. Like, I'm sorry, that's really good. Like, that's really good. And each of her videos seem to have a lot of viewers. No, I don't speak Korean. I don't read Korean. Yeah, yes, it's Stephanie Soo. I just finished the video though. She was talking to us about this Korean streamer who is kind of crazy. She's live. Is she sleeping? Okay, she's not showing her face. There's like, she's not even there, and there's 200 people watching and talking in her chat, and she's not even there. Fuck, I fucking wish. But I don't think I'd be able to go crazy like her just to get viewers. I really don't. I can't. That's just no. No, thank you. But hey, good for her. I'll give her a follow. I definitely do not want to be notified of this crazy person. I'm good. But good for her. She is very popular too, so I believe that she can do this. She'll make it. What is a scam cat? The fact that she is so popular that she has 200 people watching her live stream and she's not even there. I aspire to this level of greatness, ain't gonna lie. Because, you know, I'm used to have like right now with YouTube and Twitch, I have a total of 11 viewers. And that's like pretty good, you know? Butts? I don't know about butts. I know that Twitch has been doing something about butts, but if I had butts, bitch, my chat would be way more alive. I do not have butts. I don't even know how to have butts. And even if I did know, I don't think I'd be able to like, yeah. But like I said, good for her. If you're able to have this level of viewership and not doing anything and not being on screen, then you made it. I know you're not saying me. I'm saying like Even if this is, even if they're bots, that's still, I don't know. It's still 200 people. And her chat seems to be relatively alive. Like, that's good. That's good. Good for her. Like I said, I wish this could be me. Woo, it's almost 4. Are you gonna play Marvel Rival, Cat? Because if you're playing Marvel Rival, I might get on. But if you don't, I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing for the rest of this season. But I digress. My get ready with me video is over. I've done my makeup. I don't know how I feel about the lip combo, but I'm gonna eat anyway, so it's gonna disappear. I will come back later for Watcher of Realm because there's a new summoning event, and I don't know if I can get the new hero, but I hope I can. And later tonight, I'm gonna be playing more Warframe. You really don't want to. Boo boo, if you do not want to, you do not have to. Although, I need you. I need you. I was kind enough to queue with people of lower rank, and we proceeded to lose 4 games in a row. You know what? Maybe I'm like the Jadudu. I'm the Jadudu of Marvel Rival. You see, whenever it go low, it can only go lower and worse, and that is my reality. I just don't feel myself having an entire meltdown about it. But if I were to exteriorize all the feelings that I get while playing Marvel Rival, maybe I would go viral. Maybe I would. Maybe I should feel myself having a mental breakdown over a stupid video game and crying and, you know, hitting my desk and shaving my eyebrows and punching my monitor and breaking my monitor and making a mess of it. You know, maybe I would go viral. And the thought of even doing 15% of these things makes me want to throw up. You do that? Yeah, but do you do that on stream? Like, come on now. I should do that for views. Nah, that's the thing. I feel like I'm too much and I'm too introvert and I'm too grown to be able. I can't, like, because to me it's like what's on the internet stays on the internet forever. You cannot take away something that has been put on the internet. And I don't want to be constantly reminded of things. Like, I have sometimes arguments with people on stream, and even that I'm like, should I delete the entire stream video? Should I delete the entire video? Because I had an argument in this video and it was not cute. Like, I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people do that. Mind you, I'm a theater kid, but I was still, back when I was in theater kid, I hated when we had to do those challenge in real life where we pretend to do something in front of people who have no idea that we're acting, and we have to convince them of the things that we're doing. And I'm the whole time I'm like, oh my god, I hope we're not bothering them. I hope I'm not ruining somebody's day. I really hope that we're not bothering them. I'm on stream and I'm like, I really hope that I'm not bothering people. Mind you, streaming is literally a voluntary thing. People would go on stream because they want to, because they're entertained. And I'm still like, I hope I'm not bothering people. I am not built for this. I am not built. The only time actually that you would see me have mental breakdown or cry or whatever is when I would react to like anime, horror movie, or when I play horror game. Those are the only time when you're gonna see me actually have a mental breakdown because I'm a pussy. That's why I could not finish the mortuary assistant. The demo, mind you, not even the full game. The demo, I could not finish the demo for that game. I've watched many horror movie on my Twitch channel. There was a lot of pauses because I can't handle when things get too tense. Smile still traumatize me to this day. Like I have, but just not. I feel like those are for fictional reasons. But if something happens, like her losing thousands of dollars, I don't think I'd be able to go online and feel myself having a mental breakdown about it. That's our difference. But hey, I'll think about it, you know. If I get desperate, I'll think about having mental breakdown. But before I have a mental breakdown on stream, I still need you to help me win at least a few games in Marvel Rival. Because I am one loss away from going back to Platinum. And if I go back to Platinum, I will have a mental breakdown. I will not do that. Those are not even my hair, boo. I'm not gonna rip this ponytail off my head. You gotta let Marvel Rival go? I know. But I can't. Ew, I tried Overwatch. It's worst. At least Marvel Rival has cool characters. I don't understand why you, but I mean, Overwatch is like the veteran of Marvel Rival. I just wanna win. I just want to win and get out of the gutter. Because the thing is, this season I made peace with the fact that as long as I don't get like a better setup and a better medication, I will never be able to be great. And I made peace with that. I know, because everybody who plays Overwatch is playing Marvel Rival right now. Which is why it's kind of dead. Which is why I prefer Marvel Rival. At least Marvel Rival is alive and poppin' and popular. What do you want this time? Can I help you with something? Huh? Huh. Sure. Tito says hi. Look at that. Says hi. Hello. Hi. You good, boo? You good? Good. Salutation, Grandpa. You know that he's still like. He's like. How old is he? He's like, I don't know. I don't even remember. I think he's like almost 3 right now. Almost 3 years old. So, yeah. And he's shedding and it's killing me because there's hair everywhere. And it's driving me crazy. Which is why I like every time I put my makeup on and shit, you see me pull fucking microscopic hair from my face. Whenever it comes on me, I know I'm gonna have to pull a bunch of microscopic hair from my face. Where did you find him? On Facebook? Someone was giving him away for free. And I was like, sure, I'll take a free cat. Why not? What could potentially go wrong? Me, who never had an animal like this in my life. And turns out that as much as I like this little furball, this little void kitty, I am not much of a cat person. I love him though. Speak indeed. Isn't the stream always delayed? But yeah. So he's the one and only cat that I'm gonna have in my life. And that's good for me. Hair everywhere. I can see them fly in the air. That's actually crazy. I should make what? Less delayed? I don't even know if I can do that. I feel like my stream is always delayed. Here. Oh wait. He's happy that he can't buy. He's happy. Let's buy. I'm gonna go take a break. I need to eat. I don't know why you're so wet. I think he needs to stop going in the shower. I'm gonna go eat something, grab a snack, and just exist. The cat, yeah, he exists. He doesn't pay taxes. He doesn't pay rent. He doesn't pay food. He's a freeloader. Yeah. All right. Go. Ugh. Jesus. Whew. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'm gonna come back for some Watcher of Realm and all, but if you want to help a sister in need in Marvel Arrival, let me know. You know I'm always here for that. Okay. Bye. See you on the next Get Ready With Me while watching videos on YouTube, mostly of Stephanie Soo and or Rotten Mango, which is also by Stephanie Soo.